song from Discord or from Roll20?
It's in Discord. It's groovy.
Oh, okay. I was trying to find it, and I was like, really, because it's really loud.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, you guys are right now about 1,000 something miles away from the Sun Group. It's pretty fascinating how completely different the stuff you guys are working on is. So, all right, we left off at Daggerford. You guys, it was the morning leading up to the Duchess of Daggerford's big fancy party. Pharos, as a noble in the city where your nobility is actually recognized, a rare feeling in any Dungeons and Dragons game, and a place where your patron, operates out of. You kind of have a bit more weight than you normally do. And I think you were arranging for all of your allies to be either forcibly invited to the party or forcibly hired to work at the party. So did you finish up your assignments for everybody?
Right. I said that Skull, you said you're with Ebon Fang in like the courtyard area that was outside, right? I don't know if I was going off the last things everyone said.
Yeah. I don't know.
Here,
I'm gonna bring
everybody over
to stand.
I'll bring everybody over to the estate. And then maybe they can have a better idea of where they want to go and what they want to do. So,
no, everyone's invited. You can all come in.
All right. But, so I'm gonna let's see.
Familiars are so hot right now.
And especially mangy cats. They're the hottest.
Familiars so hot right now.
Yeah. All right. So just so that I make sure I'm grabbing the right Pharos this week. I think I deleted the other Pharos, so there shouldn't be any more accidents with that. Right. Are you getting luck of the draw job here, or are you just kind of cutting him loose in the city?
No, he's I would say I should have him do what he does best, do the, what do you call it when it's like penetration testing for...
Whoa.
But instead of giving back the stuff, he keeps it.
Oh, I got it. You want him to try to break in and stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Or
if he wants to attend the party, that's fine too. But
okay.
I don't think he wants to do that. But.
You've got me on a roller coaster tonight. We're only like, all right. I think he will offer his services to break into the house. He breaks in super easily. It's a big house. She doesn't have a lot of guards. She kind of just goes off of her reputation, basically, I think, more than anything else. Let's see. All right. So what I can do is, this map is divided into different floors. So if you guys are okay with it, I will duplicate you. And you can have outdoor tokens and then ground floor tokens. If you opt to leave the ground floor, you need to let me know. But other than that, you can freely explore. So, there's already a bunch of guests on the map, but assume that they're not going to be there till later. So, since you guys are basically getting the tour, like, like MTV Cribs style, like Pharos is kind of showing you like the estate, I guess. All right. Do you wanna do that tour real quick? I'll just sort of I'll pick everybody up in a big stack and lead you around.
This is an awesome map.
I'm sure Vutha Jesk is going to be excited to see his new castle that you are giving him.
So generous.
Yeah. All right. So front of the estate. Pretty fancy. Got some baller guards. This lady obviously has some funds because the guards all have full plate, which is like 2,000 a piece. So that's pretty good. You got some upstairs balconies. Those are up on the second floor. I think even on the third floor. Let me double check. Yeah. There's a second story and third story balconies. So that's fancy. Yeah, pretty cool. Good landscaping, solid wall around the perimeter. This is a statue of the madam of the house, who you guys saw last week. This lady right here. It's a pretty bold statue, right? I mean, like, this ain't ancient Greece, you know what I'm saying? But it's like got a very like form-fitting, like toga-esque drapery sort of thing going there. Not really hiding anything too well. Some of the more conservative people in the Sword Coast would be maybe a little startled by it. Yeah. Also, like she's in her 50s, so like there's that. I don't know how people feel about that. I think it's great. Anyways, you walk around to the back of the house. There are more guards in the back of the house. Nice little water feature, stable house, gardener's house, all that jazz. Stables not particularly large or grandiose or anything. Only, I think, 6 horses or so. So it's nothing super fancy. Again, by like rich people standards, like these people are hella rich, but they're not like level 18 wizard rich. So yeah, they're just gonna keep that in mind. Then there's a super dramatic hedge maze garden situation over here. Perfect place for assassinations or secret rendezvous or lovers' trysts, that sort of thing. Over here, there is a carriage house, which I think also has a couple of horses in it, just the ones that pull the carriage. And I believe there's the groundskeeper's house proper. If you go back further, you got more water features, beautiful reflecting pool with additional water features, and a gazebo. A massive gazebo. This gazebo is probably CR 28, so I would not recommend fighting this gazebo.
Gazebo.
And there are more statues. All of the statues are of the Duchess of Daggerford. In various sultry poses.
I mean, I would do the same thing if I were her. So
I have absolutely no doubt, and I'm talking about the real person, not
oh yeah,
not Nikolai Constantine third of his name.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's the situation. Further back on the property, the statues become more and more lewd, I guess you could say. Less and less artistic, and more sort of haha kind of thing. And there are guards patrolling the grounds and talking about the party tonight and whatnot. So anything that you need regarding the outdoors?
It's a really cool map.
Are the walls pretty tall?
Yeah, so these walls around the property, they are not super duper tall. They're only about 15 feet high.
And are there okay, never mind.
Yeah, and there's no like broken glass bottles at the top like we had on the house I grew up in Italy or anything like that. It's just yeah, again, it feels a bit overconfident.
Yeah, they'd be easy to scale. Okay.
Oh
okay.
yeah, they're a joke. Yeah, they're a total joke.
All right.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of this is all like looks over function.
Right, and there's like bigger walls farther out. This is just like the house itself.
Right. This is the main thing. The as you guys saw on the regional map, right, of the city and everything. Like it is at the top of a hill, and it is like protected because they're the leaders of the town or whatever live here. But it's not. The house itself, though, even the outer walls. I mean, like as a war wizard, oh my god, you just teleport right past the stuff. You're not feeling any like forbiddance or anything like that. Like as you explore, you're not noticing like. I'm assuming if you had time, you'd be detecting magic, and Pharos detects magic all the time. Yeah, there's not really any magic going on. Like maybe the statues would be like secretly like security cameras, but it's not. It's very, very normal.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, Pharos, do you want to take them in the back door or the front door? What do you think would...
The front.
Okay, so you lead everybody back around to the front. All right. And let's see. I guess the easiest way to do this would just be to hero stack y'all into one giant blob. There we go. All right. So, you guys head in the open doors into the entry hall. It is all like polished marble, super duper fancy. More statues of the Duchess. And on the wall, though, you expected to see a painting of the Duchess between the two pictures. Between the two statues. But you actually see a painting of a guy. And the guy does have, I guess, genetic markers that make him looks, like he might be related to her. It is this cat right here.
He looks like Laszlo. What we did.
Would Cadenex know who he was or no?
Yeah. I mean, she has mentioned him several times. That is the Duchess of Daggerford's brother. He is now deceased. Yeah.
Okay.
How did brother die, Cadenex, if you know?
Yeah, sure. Let's see. Lady Morwen Daggerford and her brother, who was previously the ruler of Daggerford, Duke Maldwin Daggerford. And how did Duke Maldwin die? I'm trying to remember. I think he tried being an adventurer. That'd be pretty embarrassing. Let's see. All right, let's see. So Duke Maldwin. Let's see.
Did he go to a Jamba Juice?
He did not go to Jamba Juice. Sorry.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. The Duke. He pissed off a wizard. Let's see. He pissed off a powerful black dragon named Thos Furinen. The dragon threatened to destroy Daggerford. He tried to calm everybody down by sending basically a small army to deal with the dragon. I guess this is before 5th edition action economy. It was led by the paladin Sir Esteval. Let's see. The dragon was eventually beaten by a band of adventurers, which is cool. But let's see. Eventually, the Duke he commanded. Oh man, then he kind of went Sheriff of Nottingham on everybody with like taxes and stuff. Then he sort of went kind of Trump on everybody, and when the local region was under attack by humanoids, he refused to allow refugees into the city. Gosh. Eventually, he fell in love with a courtesan, and took her on as his lover. Let's see. Oh man. Then he really got crazy and started like being more, I don't want to say evil, but draconic, I guess, in his ruling methods. And the same group of adventurers that took care of the dragon rolled up on him and killed him. and said that they were liberating Daggerford from his vile rule. His sister did not have the adventurers killed and took over, and she's been doing a much better job ever since.
Cool.
All right. I'm not as disappointed in myself for not remembering all that off the top of my head. All right. That's why we have notes. All right. So how much of that tale do you recall, Ferris? All of it, or?
I recall maybe like the last half of it. I don't like do the origin story, I guess, but I'll do like up until he was like the evil guy, because that's what I care about, I guess. It's like, oh yeah, he was like a bad guy, and
Okay. So you just skipped to the part where he was a douche. Got it.
right.
All right. So you see servants bustling about, doing last-minute preparations. There is a gorgeous staircase that leads up to a landing that leads up to the second floor. You can see the stairs go up to a third floor. There's the whole like wraparound landing situation. Gorgeous. Lots of windows letting in lots of light. Double doors to the west lead into a gorgeous dining room. Doors to the east lead to a incredible sitting room and library and music room, because these people are poor, so they had to combine their library, their sitting room, and their music room into one room, which is kind of scandalous, but what are you gonna do? Like, look at this. The fireplace is only 20 feet wide.
Only 20 feet.
Yeah. Cadenex, do you tell us that we should like leave now? This party isn't worth it. Like they're poor. Like,
Yeah, like how snooty are you describing the house to people?
No, it's like I say it like it's like very normal things that are to be expected. Like, yeah, it's like the fireplace is only 20 feet, the pool's only 12 feet deep. You know,
you're
it's
saying
like,
it could be
okay.
better.
yeah, tinges.
So
of
it's
it
sort
could
of
be
like
better.
a backhanded tour. I got you. All right. You also see the head of the house guard berating, other guards and making sure that they're organized and whatnot. As you kind of peek into the ballroom area, you see that servants are opening up the beautiful elven doors, because they don't have French doors; they just have elven doors, and letting all the fresh air come in. The sounds of the beautiful, I guess if you were detecting magic, it would be a slightly enchanted fountain. A lot easier than just, making a real fountain. But yeah, like that's the general situation of the house.
So this is the first floor.
This is the first floor, yep.
Okay.
So, I guess.
Do you guys want me to mark any doors?
Like mark them like just like to
You
say
know,
that
like
that's a door?
draw ugly pink arrows on the map to.
oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there's a servant's door right there. There's a servant's door there. There's the back door there. Doors that are open, I guess I don't need to mark, but. All right. So you have a general sense of the place. What now?
Well, should we organize where people will be and at least to start the party, I guess? Or do we want to do that later?
So can you say that again? My cut.
Oh no. Well, shall we organize who will be where during party?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I guess talk to the guard. I guess he would know.
Well,
this
Xavier
lead
also
guard.
had some suggestions, I think.
Oh right,
That's right.
The butler dude.
All right, so you approach Xavier, who is essentially the head of house, and Lady Adana Slater, who is the head of the house guard. And you introduce your ragtag band of circus performers that are your fellow adventurers. All right.
Xavier's twin brother.
There's only so many good butler pictures, okay?
It's
There's only
very
so many
good.
butler. So, Xavier is kind of waiting for you to give the introductions here, Pharaohs.
All right, okay. So,
Yeah.
Xavier, Lady Donna. So, this is the group I've been traveling with for now. We have Nikolai Constantine, third of his name, with his familiar, Skull, with his familiar, Tari, Alaria, and Thogrim, our craftsman. And whatever that thing is.
All right.
I want to whisper to Pharaohs that I thought there was a bar. I don't see one.
Like I'll kick him, be like, soon, shut up. But yes, I believe these we're gonna be attending or I don't know, providing additional security for the party as some representatives of what's the town? Saltmarsh is coming.
Damn, dude. Ice cold.
So, Nikolai, you said you wanted to guard your how do you say, your charge,
I come with very nice woman by the name of Miss Ada. I will ensure she stays safe and your party members as well.
All right. You hear a chuckle from the stairs, as if from a kindly yet tough old lady, and she says, "Oh, Ada Owlin. That's a name I know well, because it's me." And she is walking arm in arm with Gellin Primewater, and they are coming down the stairs.
I will bow to Miss Ada and say, "Welcome, Miss Ada. Good to see you."
Mm. Well, the gang's all here.
Speak of the devil.
Interesting choice of words.
Where?
I'm going to go out for a bit of a walk in the garden. I want to get as much fresh air as I can before it gets stunk up with nobles. Excuse me.
Would you like accompaniment, Miss Ada, or are you good by yourself?
Why don't you get the lay of the land there, and we'll catch up later.
Duh.
All right. Yeah, he walks by and he nods at everyone and, kind of greets each of you by name. Nikolai, glad you could make it. Glad you were here last night. Slept better knowing you were here. Lord Pharos, it's good to see you return home.
Oh, yeah, it's good to be back. No place like home, right?
Tari, I hope you'll be performing tonight and entertaining everyone with your skills. Illyria, always a pleasure.
Likewise.
Thogrim, perhaps we'll have time to talk business over drinks tonight. And Scald, it's good to see you.
Is something worrying Primewater?
All right, so they head out.
Okay.
All right, and you hear this one guard kind of mutter under his breath, "Stinking pirates." Lady Dana clears her throat and says, "So, we need to know what your specialties are and where you feel most comfortable helping out. As you may have noticed, our house guard is a bit thin these days, at least for my liking. We have offered up troops to aid the region as been an uprising of trolls recently from the eastern and southern forests, as well as bandits and overly active lizard folk at the edge of the lizard swamp. So, Nikolai, I understand you're a wizard, and that you're in the employ of Mrs. Owland. Is that correct?
Duh.
Can, gods forbid, we rely on your magic to bolster defenses if something unusual happens.
I will ensure the safety of those who attend. Miss Ada first, and then everyone else.
Is it possible for you to walk the grounds and use detect magic to find anything unusual?
I could. I wonder if this is Katyaru, favorite kitty cat. He might be able to wander.
Ah,
while I
yes,
take a look
yes,
at
yes.
Ada.
A Tressum and wizards familiar at that. Excellent, excellent. Yeah. Wizards familiars have made a strong comeback, so it would not be unusual for you to be seen with it. Do not feel that you need to remove it for the celebration tonight.
And kitty cat like to walk grounds, so good job for kitty cat, if you agree.
Certainly. All right. The rest of you, I'm not so sure about. I assume that you are the one they call Illyria, who sometimes shoots true with that crossbow.
Oh wow.
True-ish is the word.
Way to be insulting. What?
Well, it's just the songs I've heard out of Saltmarsh describe some sort of pebble curse.
The curse, yes.
Yeah. Apparently, your grandfather ran over a stone sorcerer with his cart or something, and your bloodline was cursed with pebbles.
I mean, that has to be it.
Well, have you tried getting a remove curse?
I have not. I'll look into that. Thank you.
I had a brother once who was caught with a hag's daughter. She cursed him. Well, it's not for mixed company, but perhaps I'll tell you another time.
I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm like awestruck at the thought of it being a curse.
What, the creation of pebbles? I mean,
yeah.
I
Like
think it's a
it
little
never
gobbler that
crosses.
runs up and puts it in the little crevice right before she fires. He's invisible.
All right. So basically, she, through discussion with Xavier and Pharos, they get a feel for what you guys would like to do and what you guys have to offer. There's even the matter of some reimbursement for tonight's efforts. They don't really want to break the bank here, but they understand that you are very powerful. They've heard of your exploits at Saltmarsh, and just your presence should either A, deter anything crazy from happening, or B, as Lady Daggerford has put it, encourage fate to make something exciting happen. Either way, it will be a benefit to have you at the event. So they are willing to pay each of you 50 gold pieces to attend the party, essentially. Well, not you. Like you don't get any money to attend a party that you were supposed to go to anyways. But your allies each get 50 gold. Unless they just, want to do it pro bono, I guess.
I want to. Thugger's gonna raise his hand.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Is it an open bar or no?
He eyes you speculatively, and he says, "There's endless wine."
You drink wine, Thogrim?
Do you have anything else around, maybe?
I mean, drinks will be made to order, certainly.
All right. You got me. You can just keep the 50 gold and I'll drink my share of it.
All right. He raises an eyebrow and he says, "You don't need to make it a challenge, sir."
Challenge accepted.
Yes. Well, then, little Xavier, please tend to matters elsewhere. It's confusing to have both of us on the map at the same time. And little Xavier excuses himself to check on other things.
And Nikolai not take money to protect, given he'll be protecting Miss Ada, so he won't take the 50.
Okay.
I'll take this 50. Damn.
Sorry, Pharaohs. I know.
All right. You hear footsteps on the stairs, and you see the lady of the house coming down the stairs, and she is eyeballing everybody. Most especially would probably be Tari. Probably be who she's eyeballing the hardest. Tari has the highest charisma, I believe, anybody in the party.
That seems likely.
All right. Okay. Servants sort of scatter as she heads down the stairs. She's dressed not in any sort of like crazy formal attire, but those of you who know about such things like Thogrim, you know that this is an incredibly expensive dress with small gemstones embroidered into it. More than likely, halfling make slight enchantments. Pharos, the normal payload of magical items, is glistening on her ears, neck, bodice, etc., etc., etc. Constantine, if you still have detect magic going, you would notice those things as well. She has 2 magical rings, 2 magical necklaces, a magical hairpin, a magical girdle-like situation going on, magical shoes, and I think that's it. Yeah. I'll double check my notes, but I think that's everything.
So she's pretty poor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very sad.
And there's only 3 attunement slots in 5th edition, so you're not sure what her gear loadout looks like to have all those things. Oh, right. Bodice, girdle, whatever. Whatever sounds less insulting, I guess. So. All right. She looks at all of you, and she looks over at Pharos, and she says, Pharos, are you going to introduce me to your guests?
Yes, madam. This is the party I've been traveling with, the ones out in Saltmarsh.
The Heroes of Saltmarsh. I have to admit, not the most impressive name.
Yeah, we're working on it. So yeah, we have Nikolai, with his familiar.
Greetings.
Tari, Elaria, Thogrim, Dwarf, Skull, other Dragonborn. No relation, though.
Oh, speaking of relations, your uncle will be here tonight.
Oh. Okay. I haven't seen him in years, so I'll be good to see him. How's he doing?
She's more than likely referring to your uncle Rasprax.
Okay.
He is he's a noble, but he's a bit of a vagabond, a little bit of a deadbeat, maybe a womanizer, maybe a man-eater, maybe just a terrible guy. But yeah, apparently he's going to be here.
Okay. Is it
He's a shyster. He's a little bit of a shyster. Yeah.
Who invited him?
Oh, well, I did.
Okay.
I mean, with the death of your father and with you being so busy investigating his murder, I felt that the duties of ambassador to the Dragonborn's homeland were not being fulfilled.
That guy, really?
He's very flexible.
He like sighs and like, I guess. Like, is he working?
I shouldn't know. He hasn't arrived yet.
Okay, well, we'll see if it works out. Ugh. He kind of like frowns. It's like, and like massages his temples. It's like,
oh yeah. This guy, when you were a kid, he convinced all the kids at your birthday party that they had to pay to attend the birthday party. And the ones that didn't have any pocket money, like he took the presents they were going to give to you and kept them for himself.
Yeah, no, this guy has got to go.
Yeah,
Okay,
your dad punched him out, but you were never able to find the presents because he hid them so well.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Preteen's ruined. All right.
What about the Infernal Vanguardians? That's a better name than the Heroes of Saltmarsh.
Infernal Vanguardians.
Yeah, I mean it's
Oh.
edgy, right?
It's edgy. But I mean, I'm not the.
Ooh. Remember the ones that killed my brother? Nocturnal Apocalypse. Talk about edgy.
So I guess we'll just put a bunch of words, put a bunch of edgy words into a hat, and then we're gonna draw 2 of them out. I think.
Ooh, or you could do something kind of a little sexy, right? That's mysterious, like Passion of the Impure.
We could mix them up.
Or maybe some cultural appropriation. Vikings of the Ambitious. Maybe just ambitious Vikings.
Ambitious Vikings.
No, that sounds too much like Lost Vikings, and those 3 were terrible.
The passionate Vikings. I don't know. Skull, what do you think?
No, that sounds like a book series. A book series I would read, but not hire for adventures. Well, actually. It's none of my business. Branding is so important, you know?
Well,
when people ask about you, I'll admit it's hard to say, oh, he's currently working as an adventurer, and then after that hurdle is crossed, people want to know, oh, well, which adventuring party? Maybe I've heard of them. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe you have. And they're like, oh, is he with the Sword Saints of Phandalin? And I said, oh, no. Nope. The heroes of Saltmarsh.
Right. You see, I can imagine it now. It's the Saltmarsh heroes. Just, oh my god.
Wow. At least you're not the Saltmarsh heroes. That would be even worse. I think the of provides some sort of nobility to the otherwise completely vanilla blandness that you're operating with. Anyways, sorry, I get off track sometimes. I'm very pleased that you'll be assisting us tonight. I have heard of your many exploits. Very impressive. So, yeah, just have fun tonight. I don't think anything crazy is going to happen. I don't personally have any enemies, so I can't imagine why my life would be in danger. But there are a great many nobles here, and often, correct me if I'm wrong, and often when adventurers attend a party full of nobles, that's usually when, like, a really bad person tries to murder all the nobles in one attack, right?
Yep, that's exactly what happens.
Okay. So maybe it's good and bad that you're here. I don't know. Either way, it should be interesting. She walks straight up to Tari, looks her right in the face, her eyeballs boring into Tari's eyeballs, and says, I've heard of your skill. I hope very much that you will sing for us this evening.
That's when
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have things to
Spencer
do.
honks.
Oh, is Spencer there?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Spencer's on top of her on my screen.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Spencer's
As he
always-
honks at her, she kind of jumps a little bit. In that, kind of older lady, like, what the hell was that? And she turns around and she says, "Oh yes, the dinosaur.
Oh.
You could
With a
call
smile.
yourselves the whale riders of Saltmarsh."
Now, wouldn't we all have to ride it?
A lot of you
she-
guys have.
She gets a sly look in her face and she says, "Well, I mean, you could all take turns." And then she kind of pushes open the door to the servants' access, pushes past a servant, and you hear the door kind of like close as she heads down some stairs.
Okay. Wait, is it weird that she would go down a servant's access, Cadenex, or is that like normal around here? Like for the.
I guess it's normal. I guess things.
In your experience, Pharaohs, this woman does whatever the hell she wants.
Yeah, she does. It's her house. She does what she wants. I don't really have control over what she does.
Understood.
All right. Skull is Eben.
It's
Fang
also at
behaving
this
himself.
point that you guys notice the two statues that are on either side of the painting of her deceased brother. One is a statue of her looking so full of remorse that the statue looks like it could die at any moment. The other statue looks like she is about to laugh.
So she was both happy and sad that her brother died, perhaps? I don't know.
I don't know. It's art.
It is art, it's true.
Are they made out of stone?
They are made out of stone.
So could I like stone cunning? Is
Sure,
anything like-
sure, yeah. You estimate with your stone cunning that each of these statues is easily worth 500 or more gold. They were most assuredly crafted by a gnome sculptor, and they definitely used stone shape or similar magic to do so.
Okay.
All right. You look over here and you see two more of this woman. These are, one of them has their arms crossed sternly and is like kind of like giving like a judging look, and one is waving, is perpetually in like a frozen position of like waving goodbye or adieu.
Are all of
Okay.
the statues different? None of the same.
Yeah, none of them are the same. Yeah, she didn't just like buy like a group discount.
Wholesale.
Yeah, it's like how much would it cost for you to just copy paste this thing like a couple times? All right.
I want to go up to the guard captain,
Sure.
and I want to ask her. I'm used to throwing drunkards out of the pier back at the bar at home. A bouncer
Mhm.
sort of deal. Do you expect many people to get drunk and rowdy?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Okay.
But don't throw anyone.
No.
Just just kind of stuff them in.
I was gonna say if you could provide me with maybe a cart, and then.
Well, it'll go like this. If they get too drunk at dinner, they'll be removed to the lounge. And if they get too drunk in the ballroom during the dancing, they'll be removed to the lounge. If they get too drunk out in the grounds, we just have guards to make sure that nobody falls into the fountain or the pool and drowns. If they get too rowdy in the lounge, then we're just going to stuff them in the coat closet under the stairs.
Okay. Good. Okay.
So-
So I see the customs are shared. Okay.
Should I start in the lounge or just go straight to the coat closet?
She cocks her helmeted head and looks at you and says, I was under the impression dwarves couldn't get drunk.
You just haven't tried hard enough.
And also, I understand that the lady does not prefer children. I will, if it's alright, I will be outside to not, so that nothing ruins her party.
Gotcha. All right. As you're kind of looking around, Thogrim, Xavier approaches you and he kind of leans in, like he wants to make sure that only you hear this because he doesn't want it to be like, doesn't want to embarrass you. But the nature of this, like entry hall with the stone floors and the high ceilings, it's everybody hears. And he just says, excuse me, Mr. Fireforge, I believe this fell out of your bag. And he goes to hand you a buddy.
Hold on. 1 second.
This is yours, right?
What?
I'll make a... And I faint.
All right. Xavier looks around and he says, I didn't think he had anything to drink yet.
Mr. Fireforge felt sick earlier. Let us help him.
Oh, if he's sick, then he should probably not attend the party.
Oh, no, very temporary. Dwarves recover.
Isn't he a cleric of some measure? Couldn't he just, I don't know, remove disease from himself?
No, very minor. Just a couple hours. Dwarven illness.
Lady Dana lays hands upon him and removes disease.
I'm just gonna sit up real quick and
She's a
once
paladin?
I see...
I guess so.
Does she have a holy symbol?
Oddly enough, she does not have any holy symbol on display.
Okay. So it's a temple to Lathander outside. Or was that the right one?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Right outside. Like, right outside the property.
I'm gonna sit up and like, I could have swore I just saw Buddy.
Those of you who would like may make perception checks. Those of you who would like to live in ignorance, you may intentionally forget to make perception checks. All right.
But don't make a perception check.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
no, I
guys
don't
look
see
around.
anything.
Oh, there we go.
Illyria, can you hop into private chat real quick?
Okay.
Oh,
This is amazing.
That's awesome.
I didn't see anything. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't either.
She really didn't want to roll
Dogger-
that 20. Oh god.
Well, it's about to get interesting. The giant octopus is gonna show up and attack the party.
Oh my god, no.
Riding
Or
it like
maybe
a giant wave on a surfboard.
No. This is the
I'm-
reason I'm not going to the ocean. I can't see that thing again. It's gonna kill me. It's gonna.
I'm kind of worried about like Buddy turning into like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and attacking the building. Maybe
All right.
Yeah.
Thogrim, as you come
walk
to,
over and see how Thogrim is.
yeah, there's no buddy, there's no doll.
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
look around like dumbfounded, like what? What?
And yeah, Xavier's off talking to these maids, who it's like a Nurse Joy situation, I guess. All the maids look the same. All right. Lyria, do you want to do like a medicine check on him? Like, what are you checking out? You just seeing if he's okay? I mean, he just had cure disease. He should be okay.
Do I see what?
Thogrim,
I
the
think I saw?
hepatitis you got from walking into the empty net is gone. So that's positive news. So
Yeah. Do I see like what I think I saw like actually on him?
I mean, you gonna rifle through his bag?
Yeah. I'll rifle through
wow.
his bag.
Okay. So Thakram, as you're sitting on the floor, Illyria walks up and just starts rifling through your bag.
Dear, I'm not dead yet. You don't have to
Quiet,
take my
quiet.
stuff.
Illyria, eventually, you feel something warm and plush, and then something cold and porcelain.
I'll pull out the cold.
All right. Yeah, you pull out what looks like a perfect replica of Toothless's special poppet.
What was the warm thing?
Baby Yoda.
Well, I mean, you know,
The
because
plush was the
it's close
body.
to his body, and his body is like a rag doll. His head is a porcelain situation.
Can I look around and see, is anyone...
I mean,
not from our party, but like
the
other
guards.
people.
Yeah, the guards look at the guard captain, confused. She shrugs in that adventures. What are you gonna do? And then she says, if you have any other questions, come and find me. Otherwise, enjoy your evening. And I'll be checking in on you. And she kind of heads this way to go check on the grounds and see how they're doing.
Did you find what you're looking for?
I'm gonna plop Buddy on his lap.
Dang, you are a Band-Aid ripping off kind of person. All right.
As soon as it like hits his lap, he's just gonna look it down on his lap and go.
Are you gonna get rid of
I
this
thought you were
thing?
just gonna run away. Just
All right, yeah, it just sort of skitters like on the floor as it kind of hits the hard stone.
Oh, I thought you said skitters like it was crawling.
Oh no! Why would I?
wow.
Wow, I'm sorry if I used a word that made it sound a bit confusing. I'm sorry. Yeah, no.
clatters.
Clatters, sure. That's probably a better word.
When you drop a fork.
Yeah, it
Right,
clatters
right.
and moves because of, you know,
Gravity.
like gravity and force and
the
stuff.
gravity.
Well, he
Objects
jumped,
in
I would've
motion, they tend to
obviously-
stay in motion. Nomios theorem of physics or whatever. You know, that kind of stuff.
Weird if it bounced, but it didn't bounce.
Yeah, like I'll like stare at Thog like the thing's not magical. Why do you have this thing on you?
I'm just gonna stare at it like frozen.
No.
What is
Oh.
this, Thogrum? Do you like porcelain dolls? I can find you more porcelain dolls if you need more for collection, of course.
This guy walks over to this guy and he stage whispers because everything just echoes in this place. That's a real freaky doll.
I'm just gonna slap himself in the face a couple times and look at the ground, like
Sure.
kinda shake himself out of it, and then stand up and like kind of look at the people who have been around for a while.
All right, Skull. Vutha is climbing out of his papoose backpack.
Yeah.
Okay. He his claws clack along the ground, and this guy goes for a weapon, and this guy says, "No, remember the Drit Steward and Civil Rights Movement. You have to give the kobold a chance." And with a heavy sigh, he sheaths his blade.
Yeah, I'll stand like right here between.
Okay.
Be like, yeah, this is Skull's cobalt. This is our Skull's cobalt.
Yeah. It says in Draconic, "This is nice." And it takes it.
Oh
Sure.
god.
All right. As it gets close to you, Skull, it demands loudly in Draconic, "Kneel!"
yeah, he'll get down. Well,
All right.
then
And
climb
then
back up.
he climbs up your face and takes a long time getting back into his backpack with whoever that doll is in tow.
All right,
All right.
there you go.
Can I pull out my journal and write in it that somebody mage hand this into your backpack and show it to Thogrim.
Hmm? I'm gonna look at her like kind of like a shocked face, like.
Oh.
And then, all right, we have more to look out for. And then I'll show it to also Skull and the others.
Huh.
Huh.
That's interesting.
But why?
Yeah.
We'll discuss later.
All right. So, yeah, it's awkward. It's awkward. Luck of the draw is like, so do you want me to try and break in again? Or, I mean, there's literally like 150 windows.
So don't tell them to break in. Like, don't tell them you're breaking in. Jeez.
I mean, I feel like they need a handicap.
Yeah. Well.
Fellas, I'm gonna break into your house again. Here, this is from the last time. And he just dumps out like all this fucking like art and treasure and stuff like that. And he heads out the front door.
Okay, he's pretty badass.
Okay,
All
yes,
right.
that's our rogue. He helps us identify like, structural weaknesses in houses, so you'll be better prepared for next time. It's
The
for your
guards
own
look at each
benefit.
other, so confused, with their arms full of treasure. We got to get this back where it belongs. And they kind of head up the stairs. All right. So, assuming you guys are ready, we'll just fast forward bloop, 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 to the party. Or do you have any last preparations you need to make?
Now that I'm a little bit on edge, I
Sure.
won't dress and attend the party. I will. I want to stay on high alert.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Anyone else have changed of plans, or are you good?
I think I'm at least good, and I think we're about to get Tari maybe in like 3 minutes.
Okay, fair enough.
I want to make my way to the lounge area.
I would.
That's over here
Sorry.
with the
Oh yeah.
piano.
Yep,
Guess-
correct. Yep.
Okay, I'm just gonna have a seat and order a drink.
All right, fair enough.
I was kind of toying with this idea of having like a whole kind of Daggerford is Disneyland montage with Evan Fang to kind of tire him out before the party.
Oh, okay. You're gonna take him to all the fun stuff in town and
Yeah.
have him play with the other children and stuff. And
That's adorable.
Yeah,
yeah,
Oh my
that's,
God, you
that's
know
a-
what?
Yeah, do that.
just to kind of tire him out, so there's probably less chance of
Get him far away.
something
All
super
right.
crazy. Did you whisper that to me just now?
in the Big Brother program, how much money are you willing to spend on fun? Or is it one of those we'll make our own fun situations?
No, here's 50 gold and you take him wherever he wants to go.
I mean, yeah, if Heroes chips in, whatever. I was probably do a little of both. I was gonna say whatever. Like,
What's the Daggerford equivalent to Mickey ears? Because he better come back with them.
it's like,
Yeah, get him.
Well,
drunk
the
over
most
drinks.
famous thing that ever happened here was the nonsense with the Black Dragon and the guy kind of going batshit. I'm pretty sure it was an expansion for like Neverwinter Nights, the video game that they're referring to. But yeah, that was kind of the hot thing that happened. All right, I guess they're gonna bring in a bar to better accommodate all the drinking that's going to go on. They'll get set up in front of these books because nobody's gonna have time for that crap. So there we go. All right. last time they tried to get everybody to read books, some rowdy boys put their dicks in the mashed potatoes. So they're like, all right, never again. Never again. All right. That's how you get the party started. That's a pro tip, by the way. If you're ever at a party and it's not exciting and there are mashed potatoes, that will instantly make it exciting. Depending on the temperature of the mashed potatoes, it may also necessitate a trip to the ER. So just keep all of those things in mind. All right.
Pro tip. Very good, Crash. Thanks.
No problem. You buy him lots of fried food. You take him to some secret underground fight club, where he fights and kills a man. You take him to the local playground where he forces you to push him on the swing, and he fans his wings, even though he's not supposed to. He takes his little Abu Aladdin vest off, and he just fans his wings, and he cries out, "I'm flying! I'm flying!" Yeah, like it is a magical and enchanting day, with the occasional murder. So, yeah. You do take your eyes off of him for just a moment to catch your breath, and he eats a stray cat.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
there are a lot of them.
Oh, there's a lot of stray cats. Oh yeah. All right. Can you think of anything else you want to do with him?
no, I think that was just kind of the goal.
Okay.
As a day level.
On your way back, he sees the moat around the Daggerford Manor, and he insists that you both swim in the moat. Do you swim in the moat?
Is there a bunch of guards around?
I mean, there's guards, yeah. I
don't give a fuck. I swim in the moat.
You're a rogue, yeah. Like, okay. Let me roll to see if the Octul or whatever it is tries to kill you guys. So
The
hold on.
Octul?
But what?
Oh, there's definitely something in the moat. Yeah, there's gotta be.
Yeah, it's Dungeons and Dragons. You can't have a moat without something in the moat. I always forget how to pronounce this creature's name. Let's see.
Oh boy.
Just roll it real quick. Ah, okay. It doesn't show up. So that's good.
That's good.
All right, yeah, so you have an exciting day. Anyone else do anything, or is it just waiting and prepping for the event?
Oh, it was a Nikolai. Wasn't is Ada and Primewater, are they okay?
Nikolai, no. But Nikolai can go find Miss Ada. I don't know if he'd be able to find her during the day, Crash, or if he should just like kind of wait for her to.
Yeah, she's actually spending her time here. That's the moat monster, by the way. So,
Ah.
Oh,
I'm very glad
It's like a displacer boar.
yeah. So if you guys want to find Ada, she's on the property, as it were. So
I think I would find her.
okay.
Pharaohs, do you want to come too?
Sure.
And maybe Turi, if you're around, I don't know if you want to, or in any one really. If anyone wants to come, try and find her.
Yeah, the only thing is that I told the place where we stayed last night, I sort of haggled away my afternoon playing for a place to rest last night. I don't know if.
Oh yeah, you'll probably
timeline
need
we're
to
on
head back
now.
and do that real quick during the day.
Yeah. Sorry, let me know what she says.
Duh.
Okay. Yeah, you would find Ida in the back garden, hanging out by the fountain. She's by herself. And she is, as cliche as this might sound, she's doing a little bit of needlework. Do a little bit of needlework.
Oh, how cute.
Okay. The embroidery depicts a feisty young maiden in full plate armor, running several orcs through with a single lance.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
I'll wait for Pharaohs. I think. I'll wait for Pharaohs to catch up.
Oh, yeah.
I had to use the the symbol on the kind of the left part of the map, or the token rather.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, because there's like multiple copies of you guys. So like you're outside, you're inside. That you can kind of like go where you need to be, sort of thing. Since
Okay.
there's so much going on this map,
Miss
or
Ada.
nothing going on. Sorry, that was a little too heavy on that one. Okay. I mean, it's just a party. Yep. Okay. So you find Ida, and Ida is doing her kneel point. She smiles at you when you approach. And she says, "What can I help you with?"
Ida, that beautiful, that thing you are making. Not no appropriate words for it, but just one of a kind.
I suppose among the hobgoblins, you don't really have time for stuff like needlepoint.
Nah, killing, breeding, more killing, and then some breeding.
Understandable. Each culture has different values. I had a big wake-up call a few weeks ago about my own racism that I apparently have been carrying around my whole life. There was a sweet lizard folk, and he tried to hug me, and I made a scene. Embarrassed myself pretty badly. So
Stop eating a candy bar.
yeah, who's doing that?
Lyria.
It's horrible.
We all have our biases, Miss Ida. My friend Feros and I wanted to check on you. Are you okay? Are you enjoying the day? Do you have any troubles we could help you with?
She looks at you shrewdly, and she says, "Oh, you think that you think that me and Prime Water are jumpy or nervous?"
You're pretty, you had a weird look last night when I saw you. You looked a little concerned, so.
Yeah, we not know, but we just want to make sure. If everything is okay, we can leave you to your needle point, you call it.
Nothing's okay. This party, it's going to be a big show-off event of how great things are in Daggerford, and how great that Morwen is, and how beautiful she is, and how smart and clever she is. Did you know she had the audacity, when I arrived, to lecture me about the tabard for our town? Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Either you will always be more beautiful to me than that woman.
Well, I think that's wrapped up in maybe you have a thing for old women, but in my prime, I was 10 times the woman that Daggerford woman is. Anyways, no, look here. And she shows you the fine pin that she has, right? And she says, "Look at how great this is." She said it looked childish.
It is a couple fish.
Nikolai.
It's a couple of fish because we have a fishing industry. We're putting it right out there. And the blue, because water.
Very, very deep. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, the water is deep. You're damn straight.
Very representative of Saltmarsh. I like this.
And fish are very salty when you eat them.
And people can be salty too, perhaps.
Well, I suppose.
Nikolai like literalness. Good to be descriptive with town sigils.
I just worry that it's going to go really well tonight, and not for us, and that we're going to get back home, and it's just going to be one more nail in the coffin that is the freedom of Saltmarsh. I don't think we're going to make it to the end of this year and still be an independent city. I feel like I came all this way, and I just don't have, I don't have the tools to navigate her world.
I cannot predict future, Miss.
Also, she makes me very uncomfortable.
Why? The way she looks at you?
Yes, she looks at people like she wants to eat them.
Eat them.
You know, like sexually.
Valikalai could not ensure what will happen, but he will work with you, Ida, to keep you safe and to assist Daggerford. We'll also not let weird, sultry lady eat you.
I'm going to hold you to that one.
Crash, I have a question.
Yeah.
Can fabricate be used to make alcohol?
I'm pretty sure.
I can't see where it couldn't.
Yeah. Let's see. Choose raw materials you can see within range. You could fabricate a larger, smaller object. Blah blah blah. If you work with metal, stone, or another mineral substance, the object made. Creatures and magic items can't be created or transmuted. You also can't use to create items that ordinarily require a high degree of craftsmanship. So you wouldn't be able to make
unless you have.
Oh, okay. Unless you have proficiency with the type of artisan tools. So if you have brewing tools, yeah, you can just fabricate.
I do have proficiency with brewing supplies. With brewing.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be an awesome use of the spell.
Then I want to see if I can get the guards to bring like a ton of water, like a huge punch bowl full of water and something in the lounge.
And you're gonna like Jesus Christ that thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna fabricate with whatever's in the bar.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna fabricate something try to fabricate something amazing.
All right.
Do you have your ultimate
mixology? Got it.
And
bring your own bottles with your own label and brand that shit and sell that shit.
He's just gonna have an industry of like everything.
It's gonna get there eventually, but this is a start. Like this is Saltmarsh special.
Dograms, canoes, and booze.
So you are not the first clergyman in Forgotten Realms that decided to make a business out of it. The priests of the Church of Lathander, they're kind of like the Apple Store of like religions. Like they use all of the donations and stuff to like start businesses and like fund businesses that are in their political agenda. It's a very business oriented, quote unquote, good aligned church, which I always thought was kind of fascinating. So, yeah, I mean, go for it. Absolutely.
Okay.
And I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like we now can like make alcohol basically whenever we want to, so that's cool. I think Nikolai would just say maybe sort of including unless Pharaohs had other stuff to add, ? Pharaohs?
Well, it'd be like I'd say like maybe, getting bought out isn't so bad. You live your retirement in comfort.
But it's awfully selfish. I have a legacy to leave behind. And what will my legacy be? Okay, kids and grandkids, okay, citizens that I spent my whole life working to better your lives. You're on your own. I'm just gonna take a dive, take the money, and now you're at the mercy of one woman, not a council, one woman, because even though they have a council here in Daggerford, she has 100% power to veto any decision they make. She just has that council because she's lazy.
Well, you see Daggerford. It's not like a draconian society here. The people seem fine.
They seem fine because they do whatever that woman tells them to do. In Saltmarsh, we're able to change laws as needed. It allows us to grow and adapt. That's what's allowing us to prosper as a port of trade.
Okay, you're gonna be honest. It's a lot of pirates. There's a good amount of pirates going through Saltmarsh.
She looks at you with a stony gaze, and she says, "We support free enterprise in Saltmarsh. And we certainly don't use words like piracy.
Okay. I'll like defer to Nikolai, but it's like, well, I guess I didn't see that. It doesn't seem that bad, you know. Your family gets you get the money they inherited after so many years.
All right, Pharos, go ahead and lay out a persuasion check.
Ooh, I'm good at that.
Yeah, her eyes, they kind of crease hard at the sides. Her mouth makes a thin horizontal line. I have a lot of thinking to do. If you'll please excuse me.
Of course. Miss Ada, may I escort you to the ball this evening?
Certainly. You can pick me up at my room. I'll be there, thinking things over.
I will meet you there. Good afternoon, Miss Ada.
All right. Okay. So, anything else? Otherwise, I guess it's party time.
No, I'm just gonna post up at like the fabricated Fireforge Reserve.
Sure.
And, just kind of let people know that it's from Saltmarsh.
Okay.
Could I have scouted out where's like the main party going to be in this room?
So it will start with a formal dinner in the dining room over here. Then there will be dessert and cake as they digest. And then there will be a dancing until I guess they run out of energy.
All right, I want to find like the best spots for me to keep watch in each room.
Okay.
Like if there's like a balcony above like the ballroom, I'll chill up there type thing.
There is nothing overlooking the ballroom. In fact, because these people are so poor, there's actually the proper library, because all the books that are in this library, this is like, coffee table books essentially. The actual library is above the ballroom, which only allows the ballroom to have like a 15, maybe 20 foot high ceiling. Yeah. Trashy. So there's no balcony or anything. I mean, you could Santa Claus this thing, like hide in the chimney. You could also stand outside, which would give you a good vantage point inside because they're going to have these elven doors open. So you'd be able to kind of view the perimeter of the outdoors while also kind of keeping an eye on the ballroom.
Okay, I think I'll.
And you could even request that after dinner they keep the back door open so that you could kind of go kind of pace back and forth between the two. That would at least give you two rooms. There is a servant's door back here as well. And just so many windows, like Luck of the Draw pointed out. So many points of entry.
Jeez, yeah. Okay, I'll do the.
Probably reskin this map for like a clue board game because there's just so many places somebody could get murdered.
I'll have Spencer on one door and I'll be on the other.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all right. Spencer volunteers for the one by the fountain and just is drinking the fountain.
Okay.
Right.
Crash, can I get Cat Yaru for outside cat duty, please?
Yeah.
Chance. Awesome.
I couldn't.
He might be there. I couldn't find him.
There he is.
But who knows where he goes? I mean, he's a cat.
There he is.
Oh, awesome! Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Yeah.
When I'm at the inn or whatever.
Sure.
I definitely, if there's like time after my set, I kind of just people who seem like they might be like more into the sort of like the elite scene or whatever, just sort of sidle up to people and kind of ask about like what's the good gossip in the town, like what's the good
Rumors.
word, like I hear
Gotcha.
there's a party
Yeah.
going on tonight, and like what's
Go ahead and give me well, I guess the other question is, do you use Glambard to make them adore you before asking them questions?
I don't think it's going to be spoiling anything to say that I'm going to be saving that for
Okay, fair enough.
tonight,
Fair enough.
so.
Okay. So go ahead and give me either a persuasion or a investigation to see what information you can get
I
out of
will
these
do
peeps.
persuasion, and I have maybe after the, let's see. Okay, I am hitting it on my character sheet, and it doesn't seem to be popping up.
Okay, let's
see.
So you just click on the mouse over persuasion charisma, and it should turn red, and then you just give it a click.
Right, I know. I did that 3 times, and it did
That's
not.
kind of weird.
So, and then I think I have that roll of that ring of agile thought, which I think is sorry. So that's a 22.
Okay. Yeah. So as you are kind of talking to people, you pick up a lot of rumors. I don't know what's true or false, but I will give you some of the rumors that you kind of revealed. First and foremost, the craziest one you hear is that Lady Morwen totally responsible for the death of her brother. Like somebody just throws that out there, like, but the other people, you know, scandalous kind of thing. But as you kind of ask around and listen and stuff, it's not something that you haven't heard before, but nobody seems upset about it if it was true, which kind of gives you an idea of how bad of a guy he must have been at the end. Yeah.
Did he seem like he was nice, and then something changed sort of suddenly, or did he just
a lot of people chalk it up to the pressures of ruling, essentially, as Daggerford's lands got bigger and bigger and their responsibilities got greater and greater. He was not managing the money very well, and so he kept increasing taxes, which of course makes people upset. And then you get like Robin Hood situations going on, and it just sort of started a spiral that he had trouble getting out of, and then that just got worse with you know, the whole dragon situation and all of that, and nobody even knows why that dragon was even in the area, honestly, which is kind of weird. So
what color was the dragon?
it was a black dragon. Yeah.
This isn't a particularly swampy area, is it?
I mean, it's literally right next to the lizard swamp. So, okay. I mean, you guys only had to, you guys only had to canoe. Yeah, you guys only had to canoe for a couple hours.
Oh, that's right down the river. Okay.
Yeah. So it kind of has a bit of a swampy vibe to it, just like Saltmarsh, but still in that sort of Pacific Northwestern temperature zone.
Sure.
Yeah. What else? The gargoyles on the Duchess's house are alive. You hear that rumor. You hear that the Zentarum are operating out of Daggerford and Saltmarsh. Yeah. So that's the thing. The Zentarum being the mafia of the Sword Coast, essentially. Let's see, what else? Let's see. There is supposedly a race in a few days, like a horse race. People are talking about that. What else? A big talk is, of course, the acquisition of Saltmarsh. The people here, particularly the upper crusty, wealthier, more connected people, they throw around words like "it's only a matter of time," "any day now," things like that. More often, they do refer to the inhabitants of Saltmarsh as pirates, filthy pirates, greedy pirates. Yeah, so that's going on. Let's see.
So they seem pretty happy to be
Oh no! I mean, the people of Daggerford are happy that they're going to be acquiring Saltmarsh. Yeah. So they seem happy about it because they're going to get rid of the pirates, put in some proper merchant fleets, and really, make the best.
Like show them how a port town should be run.
Exactly. Yeah, show those swamp rats how it's supposed to be done, basically. So they also talk about the number of men and women who have tried to marry the Duchess to no avail. She's apparently self-partnered, I guess. Let's see what else. I don't know. I mean, the feeling you get is that the leadership of the town is supported by its citizens who like her bold style and attitude. It has been a prosperous time since she took leadership, and for rich people, that's kind of sometimes all they need is to know that they're going to keep being rich. So there's that. So yeah, you do kind of pick up a lot of this stuff. So let's see, anything else, because you rolled really well. I want to make sure that you're well equipped going into this thing. Okay, you do hear something interesting. The staff at the Duchess's house has been increasingly smaller over the years. People stop working there and are not replaced. So a lot of people kind of feel like it's running on a skeleton crew, which, so snipier people kind of say, not that she has any children, so why would she need all the servants, blah blah blah. But there's like a lot of noble judginess going on, that how could she operate with such a small guard and such a small house, and this and the other thing. What are we going to do when she dies because she doesn't have any heirs, blah blah blah. Will ownership of Daggerford go over to the council? What will that mean for the surrounding lands? Like, these people have a lot of stuff that they're thrown out there. There is a noble that's going to be there tonight. He is one of the Waterdavian lords, and he is down here for the party and to sort of check on the region. His name is Tobias Blackburn, and rumor has it that he keeps a menagerie of extremely rare Chultan peacocks at his manor house back in Waterdeep, but that secretly they are all beautiful Chultan women who are glamored to appear as peacocks so that people don't know that this guy is essentially keeping a harem at his house. Oh, so that's, I guess, interesting. If you're, I don't know, I guess as a bard, right, you're trying to equip yourself with stuff for tonight.
Yeah.
Gotcha. On that same note, you do know that Rupert Tucker is going to be there. He is worried people will find out that his grandfather was a dwarf. a lot of people insist that that's impossible because that just can't happen. But apparently it means enough to this guy that he once had someone killed for basically trying to stir up that rumor.
What sort of role does old Rupert play about town?
Oh, right. Rupert Tucker is a landowner. He owns a lot of homesteads east of Daggerford. So a lot of like farming lands, and he has, basically like indentured families that work the land that he owns. You also hear about Gellin Primewater out of Saltmarsh. Yeah, they say that he's a werewolf.
Does anybody watch Futurama like religiously?
I think I watched all the episodes at least once.
I've seen a fair amount of it. I don't know why.
Do you know the one where Amy goes to the car dealership, and
Yeah. Oh my.
She's like, "Oh, my parents make a lot of money," and his eyebrow goes like all the way up into his hairline, and he's like, "No dog food for me tonight." And my eyebrow goes like way up into my hairline, and then I sort of like pull it all the way back down in when they say that bit about the werewolf.
And you do hear a rumor that down in Saltmarsh there is an elf and a dwarf who are in love, and they have a secret gun running business.
Where is that?
In Saltmarsh.
Awkward.
No, it's not ringing any bells.
Okay.
Fascinating.
Yeah, apparently they're members of an adventuring party called the True Heroes of Saltmarsh or something like that. Some super vanilla name.
We need a new name.
So
agree.
if you're curious about smoke powder and pistols, they are supposed to be in attendance tonight. And
Intriguing.
okay, and you also hear a rumor that Ida Owland has taken a lover in her old age. He is a mighty hobgoblin from the warlike culture of hobgoblins, who works as both her personal bodyguard and physical trainer.
Oh yeah, now we're talking.
Yeah.
Very physical.
All right. I mean, honestly, these people love gossiping. They could go on all day, but I think you got some nuggets there. You got some nuggets. All right. Party time. All right. So, I don't know. Picture the sun moving through the sky, clouds overhead, moon rising. Maybe. Let's check.
Night falls. Bam.
Night falls. Boom. Just like that. Everyone dies. 400 d6 points of damage as the moon cascades with the keep. Let's see. Calendar. Oh, that's right. I added adorable little moons to my calendar. No. It's like whatever the moon is when it's half full. Like you're in the half full, you're going into like the waxing. So you're getting close to a full moon, but you're still, still a few days out. So. But yeah, the half moon rises in the sky, and the party begins. Sweet. All right. I'll cue some party-ish music, and we'll get onto this thing. Do you guys have any goals tonight that I need to know about as this is playing out, or are you just trying to get a general sense of what's happening?
I'm gonna try and reestablish my network of noble connections, the whole nepotism thing going on, where it's people who know people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then you should totally sit down for dinner. That would be a good start.
Right.
I want to totally get everyone to drink the Fireforge Reserve.
Yeah, can you roll for me a wisdom-based brewing tools check to see how this all turned out?
With advantage? Right, isn't that what does fabricate say with advantage? Oh no, it's just with proficiency.
Right.
Okay. Alright, sorry, that was a wisdom-based
Mhm.
brewer's tools. I'm gonna use my DM inspiration.
Oh, okay.
I don't really have one of those.
Okay, yeah. It is close to absolute perfection. It's very, very good.
Thorgrim's passing out. Alizé.
All right.
Cat's gonna watch like the backyard area from the top of the carriage house crash. And then I think Mr. Nikolai will follow and stand close to Miss Ada at all times.
Okay.
He'll listen in and try and be generally listening to other people's conversations, even though it seems like he's actually just paying attention to Ada. He'll do that thing where you're talking to your friend, but your friend is really just listening to everyone else in the room.
Okay, fair enough. So Thorgrim, as you're handing out drinks, this guy approaches you. He has mutton chops and a couple dozen chins. He looks like the kind of guy that you would never want to be friends with. There's just a mannerism about him that makes him very punchable. So as he approaches you, he says, "Oh, I say, one of the Rock Seeker boys, eh?"
I don't, not really a rock seeker. I think, have I heard of them before?
I would say probably. They're pretty famous. They got a magical mine and spirit forge outside of some podunk town called Phandalin.
Well, those are some good boys. I myself am a fire forge. Have you had anything to drink? You're looking a little dry.
Oh, I tanked up before I came, liquid courage, but I could always do with some more.
Pre-game, and I guarantee you, good sir, you never had anything like this old Fire Forge Reserve here.
Oh, excellent. The name's Harbin Wester. I'm the mayor of Phandalin. And he says it in a way like it's supposed to matter.
Wow, I don't think I've met any mayors from Phandalin.
Hey, I'm traveling abroad right now. You may have heard nasty rumors that I ran away from White Dragon that settled near the town. But I'm on a political tour.
Mm-hmm. White Dragon, you say? Wow.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, it's nice to meet you, Rockseeker. And he heads out.
That's Fire Forge! Just kind of yell it.
Okay. All right, Pharos, you see making out with this priestess a familiar face. He one of his massive red eyeballs, both sets of lids open, and he keeps kissing this priestess, and then gives you a thumbs up as he removes one of his hands from her plump buttocks. And then he says, "Hey, you gotta excuse me, sweetheart. Family comes first." And he gives her a slap on the butt, and he says, "Praise Lathander." And he goes to give you a hug. Baby P, hey, come here.
Oh no!
Hey, everybody, this is my baby nephew. Look at this guy. Look at this baby nephew of mine. And he just wraps his arms around you, and pulls you in close. Roll a perception check.
Okay. Perception is not great.
Everything's fine. So it's so good to see you. Real sorry about what happened to your father.
Yeah.
Truth be told, I always thought it was going to be me that took him out.
What?
Nah, I'm just kidding. Hey! So I hear you're some kind of detective now. You're doing like a murder mystery investigation. How's that going?
Looking to find who killed my father. I'm not gonna go back to the throne unless until I'm ready.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Like, I mean, throne is a big word. I mean, you know, you and your dad, you know, you kind of didn't leave on the best terms. But I mean, you do know what's going on back home, right?
What's going on back home?
Oh, you know what? Let's just talk about other stuff. So, you're in this group. It's called, like, the Salty Heroes. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, I'm working on the name.
Salt Boys? Is that...
Here's the Saltmarsh.
I heard there's ladies in the group, though. How are they looking? Eh? Any prospects?
None for you.
These Faerunians, they're crazy about the idea of half-dragons. You just tell them you can make half-dragons, and half of them will just let you do what you want.
Is that so?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll squint my eyes at him like...
I have 3 types of herpes that say, yes.
Oh my god.
Can I pour a couple of drinks and then walk over to Pharaoh's and this other dragonborn?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I just kind of want to walk up. Hey, fellas.
Oh, look at this. Hey, look. Look, little P. It's a gnome.
He's a dwarf.
He takes out his new to Faerunian bingo, and he checks off the gnome box. So.
Fenos, here's your tiny friend here. Who is this guy?
Is my uncle.
Is your uncle?
That's right. Yeah. There's a saying. Doesn't Pharaoh say all the time? He says, "Rasp my uncle." You know, when something cool happens or surprising, he probably says, "Rasp my uncle."
That never happens.
I want to kind of hand him
never happened.
I want to hand him the drink and be like, here, you should take some of this right here. It'll probably make your jaw a little bit more solid. You dragonborn folk, you're kind of a little soft in the jaw.
Oh no! What gave you that idea, tiny gnome? What's going on here?
You know, it's just been around a little bit. Here, you should drink up and taste a little sip. I guarantee you never have it anything better.
All right, yeah, he takes a swig and he is impressed. So
that's some old Fireforge Reserve right there. It's a special mixture.
Where can I buy some of this? Is this local?
Oh no, this is a Saltmarsh special.
Oh wow!
You can't get this anywhere.
Well, I got access to Pharaoh's dad's bank account now, so I don't know. Put me down for like 4 barrels.
No, what did you say?
Yeah, I'm gonna be staying here, so just have it delivered here, I guess.
No, wait. Go back like at least like 30 seconds. Like.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, wait.
Are there any prospects? Eh?
No,
all you gotta do is tell them that you can. Oh, what?
My bank account?
No. I think you misheard me. I said your father's bank account.
And why would you have access to it?
Because it's a family account, and I'm the oldest living male.
I'm his son.
Yeah, but that's, it's a family account, and I'm the oldest living male.
You're a bum.
I am not a bum. I live in this house now.
How did you get this job?
My smooth-talking ways, my incredible diplomacy.
Whenever he mentions he wants to buy 4 barrels, I'm just gonna like look at this gift, and I'm just gonna kind of look at Pharaoh's.
You're not gonna sell him 4 barrels of wine.
Hey, you know what? We have a lot of catching up to do. So assuming there's not a seat between 2 luscious ladies, because I'm telling you, girls without scales, there's something special going on there. I mean, so soft. So soft. If there isn't a seat like that, I'd love to sit by you. Catch up.
All right.
This one's pretty soft, but I think he's got a wiener in there somewhere. So. All right.
What a great personality.
There you go, Skull. See, you could have, if you give me a little bit more to work with, you could have your uncle show up. So. All right. Yeah, so there's a lot of well-to-do peeps that all kind of sit down for din-dins in there. So. While that's happening and the rich folk are sitting down to eat, what is the hired help up to? Illyria, are you just standing menacingly in the back of the room?
Can I have Spencer's small buddy and see if he can get any scent off of that he'll be able to recognize with
yeah, sure.
the people that are at the party?
Okay, and then you just have your whale dinosaur sniff everyone at the party?
Maybe a little bit later when they're a little bit more loose.
Is this like a drug dog at the airport kind of thing? Like,
yeah.
As they come in? Okay.
Crash, does Miss Ada come down for dinner with the rich folks?
Oh, yes. Yep,
Okay.
she and Prime Water are definitely coming down for dinner. Hold on. All right. If there's too many nobles, we'll just move some of them to make room for more important people. So. All right. So she and Prime Water are down at that end of the table. Pharos, I guess you missed a chance to sit by your uncle because he likes almost Dukes of Hazzards across the table to sit in between these two ladies. And then this Xavier kind of taps Harbin Wester on the shoulder and whispers to him. And Harbin looks a little embarrassed. And then Xavier kind of tilts his head towards the door. And Harbin says, yes, if you excuse me, I forgot something at the inn. I shall return. And he heads out.
He couldn't find his wiener. Yeah, his wiener went missing. It's so sad.
Okay. So, Pharos, you take Harbin Wester's seat.
Okay. Is he okay?
Harbin comes in and says, Rockseeker, pour me another. I just lost a lot of cool points.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, here you go. This will definitely help you out in about another 20 or 30 minutes.
All right. So, I think we're missing a Prime Water. There we go. All right. Tari, will you be entertaining during dinner? Sort of background music kind of thing, or?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Keeping those ears open.
Yes, sir.
All right. So the dinner starts. It is incredibly fancy. Like, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know where to start with how fancy the food is here. I guess I would start with the menu. While I'm grabbing that out of my notes, what else do you guys have in preparation for dinner? You detecting poison? Huh? I don't know why I said that, but
fine. Oh, jeez.
There's no storm tonight that's like gonna shut off the lights and then the lights are gonna come back on.
And people are gonna be dead. Let's see. Let me check the weather. It is mostly cloudy. It's still your weather prediction holds true. It is just mostly cloudy.
I know, for some reason today's the first day I'm realizing that Gellen's token is black.
What? That's crazy. Hold on. If that makes you feel uncomfortable, hold on. That's nuts.
And so, Crash, I will accept your DM influence, and I will recall Ketyaru and have him sit right next to Miss Ada and sniff everything she eats and drinks.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. Also, if we're going off of black tokens being suspicious, that means that you think there's something going on with your uncle.
Yeah.
Okay, so Gellin looks over at you, and in a very meta moment, he kind of looks around himself, and realizes he's got his black border on, he quickly changes it to his gold border. And then he gives you a wink. All right. So, a dinner is served, etc., etc. All right. They bring out the courses, and they are fantastic. It basically starts with a cold soup, which, God, I hate going to fancy places because I hate cold soup. But they do bring out cold soup. They bring out like fish roe. They bring out, I think, like the embryo of a crocodile. Like they bring out some weird foods. Oh my God.
No.
Puts cameraman Spencer on the platter.
I'll just start shooting everyone.
The cold soup is an artichoke based soup. The unborn crocodile is well marinated and pickled, so like you should be able to cut through the bones. But the assorted maids do offer to fillet it for you if you've never had unborn crocodile before. So, and so it goes. That kind of sets the tone for the meal. One course after another. Those of you that are in the room watching, you are, and you can move your minis in here if they aren't, just so that you could see. That's fine too. You are flabbergasted by how much food Lady Daggerford eats. She cleans every plate. Even this big dude right here, he's not able to eat everything. The food is too rich, too fatty, too sweet. Every flavor is too much. It's just too much. This guy right here, with a history check, you could probably recognize him, or you just listen to the conversation. It is Lord Morwen of Morwen's Hall, all the way from like outside Silvery Moon, which is quite a distance from your current location. I guess he was in the area and was invited to attend. So he is a rampant second edition racist. So it's the more he drinks, the more uncomfortable he gets with the fact that there are aliens at the table. So, and not to mention what's going on over here, which is awkward. So, yep. These two ladies are quickly charmed by the wit and, let's just face it, the raw animal magnetism that is Pharos' uncle. Many half-dragons will be joining the D&D universe for 6th edition, I have no doubt. He constantly tells stories of some of the great deeds that he's done. So like, there I was with the Salt Boys. We was in like sunken caverns or something. We had just killed some kind of spirit crocodile, and there was shark dudes, and I was killing them like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because that's with these, and he kind of flexes, and oh man, it was crazy. I had so many friends die down there. I just remember holding them in my arms, and they looked up at me, and they just tears streaming down their face. And I said, "Shh, shh, you go into the arms of the angels now." And you see that he's tearing up really bad as he tells the story. And this woman offers her hefty bosom for him to sob into. Pharos, you look over, and he opens both eyelids, gives you a wink and a thumbs up.
Oh gosh. He's
like
horrible.
Ferris's claws
Will
will,
Ferrell from Wedding
like-
Crashers.
Yeah.
like they dig into the table like
All right. Lady Daggerford, she looks over at Pharos and says, Lord Pharos, how goes your investigation?
well, when I started out, I got captured by some Sahagin, and then
This woman right here pipes in and says, "Hey, that sounds just like your story."
Yeah, because he totally wasn't there. But yeah, so I was captured by some Sahalgwin, and then these people took me in.
Okay. Do you give him the whole story about like leading up to meeting the Salt Boys, I guess is the name of your adventuring party now, and the many adventures you had, et cetera, like what do you hold back on, if anything, or what's the overall?
The overall theme is I'm tagging along with these adventurers and hoping that like running into like peril and the magical oddities, the investigation could get like accelerated if I could find like a strong like magic user or a murderer. That this would be the people like this adventuring party seems to have things drawn to it like gravity, so it seemed logical that I would follow them around. But
Okay.
I don't think I have anything to not volunteer.
So this noble right here, he goes by the name of Baleful Christian. And Baleful Christian says, so let me get this straight. You are supposed to be investigating your father's murder, and you're just sort of, I don't know, pardon my halfling, just fucking around? And there's some like gasps and titters at the table.
He looks a little taken aback. It's like, I was fucking around, then I just take my father's place immediately and just not care. But
yeah, but you don't gotta worry about that none, Daggerfordites, because I'm here in the official capacity of Dragonborn diplomat. So if there's anything that you've ever been curious about Dragonborns, I could show you physically or explain it to you. Keep going, little P. You're doing great.
My name's not Little P.
You know, like the story I used to read you about the P. He didn't like candy. Remember?
What?
No?
No.
Oh, they grow
sure.
up so fast.
So, yes, I've been, I've heard there's a murderer in Saltmarsh, and so I think that's the next place to start. We found a cult that I thought would be responsible.
Oh, yeah, scandalous. The people kind of fan themselves and look around.
But yeah.
These two down at the table do not look comfortable with that information being shared at dinner.
Well, which two?
The two representatives from Saltmarsh.
All right.
We're supposed to keep on the low.
Is something wrong, Ida? You look pale. Are you worried that the killer might be coming for you next? She just looks she blushes hard and looks so flustered, and is sort of searching for her words. Gellin takes a sip from his drink and sets it down meaningfully and says, people get murdered all the time. I mean, if it weren't for murderers, you wouldn't have such a fine leader. And he kind of holds his glass up and he says, to you, Morwen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I don't miss a beat when he says that.
I think Nikolai would jump in and he would say, Nikolai have good lead on killer and will keep Ada and Saltmarsh safe.
Oh, she looks back at you and she says, thank you so much, Nikolai Constantine, third of his name.
You're welcome, Miss Ida.
And then this lady kind of whispers into this guy's beard, and there is sort of a
I glare at them.
Okay. All right. So dinner continues. And she says, yes, but it's interesting that you mention that you're on the trail of this killer, because I have it on extremely good authority with the experts that I have hired to investigate the murder outside of Lord Pharos's efforts.
Hmm.
And they indicate that the killer does, in fact, reside in Saltmarsh.
Well,
There is a murmur at the table at this bold accusation.
Galen, do you know anything about this?
Gellin is trying hard with that poker face. It's good, but maybe not the best it could be. And he says, I mean, obviously any killer wouldn't stick around afterwards, especially after such a high-profile target. Maybe they tracked your killer's trail to Saltmarsh, but we have a dozen ships go in and out every day.
Well, you were telling me that there was a killer in Saltmarsh weeks ago.
Ida kind of stammers and says, yes, well, there's been some deaths, but I
You
mean...
have a cult in Saltmarsh.
Well, there's, and you see, you see Lady Daggerford, get the slightest smile on her face as her eyebrow raises.
Pharos, there are cultists in Saltmarsh, out of Saltmarsh. You're making, we don't know exactly where this murdering is coming from. We will figure it out.
Oh, we will figure it out. Galen, you know that there's something going on there, don't you?
Gellin just looks at you and says, your family is influential enough that if I had any information that would lead to the apprehension of your father's killer, I would have already brokered it to you.
Well, yes, well, we're fetching, like, fancy coins and different things for you. Ferris looks, like, visibly upset that, like, he's been, like, led on a, like, goose chase for Gellin, but...
Yes, aren't you in the information business, Gellin? Wouldn't you, of all people, have known if there was a fugitive killer coming through your city? It just seems like the kind of thing an information broker, a businessman who cares so much about his community, would keep in mind.
Can I have Spencer come in?
Sure.
And I just want him to take a huge shit on the floor.
Thank you.
All right. Spencer honk, like smashes through the doors. He spins around 17 times. As he's spinning, generating shit power, this guy deep in his cups say, oh, and it was bad enough when the elves had the magic panthers. Every other one had a magic panther. Now what the hell is this? What sweet 9 hells misbegotten? Oh, it's taking a shit. It's taking a shit. And dishes are knocked over, and people are scattering away from the table. And she looks over at you, Illyria, and in that look, you see a promise that she will have you killed or do it herself. Like the look that she gives you as your water donkey poops all over her parquet floors and very, very expensive Kalashim rug. Yeah. Everyone scatters And Xavier says, yes. Ooh, we'll be prestidigitating that right out of here. But in the meantime, how about desserts and cake in the lounge? Yes, here we go, everyone. Head out. Nothing to see here. I mean, if you're into this sort of thing, I do have some clubs in town I can give you the names of. Now, go, get out. All right, so everyone starts exiting the room. This guy, he stands up and he's like, yeah, so it's that kind of party, huh? Okay.
I'll look over at Gillen and Ida and just wink at them while I grab Spencer and pull him out.
Ida whispers, well, you don't have observance, so you can't read lips. But she whispers thank you, silently, so.
And I'll take her arm if she'll, I'll offer her an arm if she'll accept it.
Yes, I'll meet you in there, Gellin. You like your cake black, yes? And he says, yeah, just like I like my dragonborn.
Uh-oh.
All right. Yeah, so Rasprax is like, hey, ladies, I mean, on a 1 to 10, how did all that dookie make you feel? Let's talk about it over drinks. Because, like, they've got this thing up north. It's called the, anyways. Yeah, so they head out. It's something horrible. All right, as the room is cleared, yeah, you see that Gellin stays behind, and the doors close with just the two of them in there.
Oh. Can I still? I'd like to see through walls.
Oh, okay.
Ghostly gaze.
All right, you're gonna ghostly gaze it.
And I'm gonna be trying to listen. I'm like right outside of the doorway, so I know it's loud, but maybe kind of try to.
Is anyone else trying to be
swap places with Ida and listen in?
Oh, sure, yeah. She's heading to get drinks with Constantine. Okay. All right, Constantine. What's the status of your cat? Is it with you, or did you strategically leave it under the table?
No, Cat actually went back outside.
Okay, fair enough. All right. So, Tari and Pharos. Tari, go ahead and give me a check for perception. Oof,
I'll use 1 luck point.
All right, using okay, much better. All right. At first, you can't hear, mostly because this maid keeps saying, "Excuse me, ma'am. They're having a private conversation. Excuse me, ma'am. They're having a private. Ma'am, excuse me. You need to go with the others, ma'am." Eventually, you, I guess, ignore her long enough, or you give her like the full gaze of your Glambard charisma, and she kind of shrinks away and starts shooing other people instead. All right.
Okay, yeah, I'm like, oh, were you talking to me? And I say like, ma'am isn't the proper honorific, but and I give her like a smoldering gaze.
Oh yeah, that's all it takes. She blushes hard and embarrassed. She hustles away. All right. Ida tries to give Fireforge a hug. Is he okay with that?
Yeah. And then I'm gonna pass her a cup of Fireforge Reserve.
All right.
Along with everyone that, as they enter the room, kind of slowly mingle around and like hand them like cups of it.
Oh, Nikolai would love one Fireforge.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Ida never shy away from a drink. All right. So that's that. I think Uncle Rasprax will head upstairs with his companions, so we'll clear the map for a little bit. Yeah. So your general gauge, Fireforge, is that something went down in the dining room. Because everyone seems excited, scandalized, and a little upset all at the same time.
I'll lean into Fireforge and I'll say, Spencer pooped on the floor.
Oh, no, it didn't.
Was getting kind of weird. We had to have poop on floor to clear room out.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic.
Just immediately smash the red button.
I can only imagine what the whistle command was for "come shit on the floor" and how often it was practiced.
It sounds pretty watery when you whistle it out.
Okay, just like a loud raspberry.
Oh god.
All right, so Tari, Gellin and is basically having a heated conversation with her about just what the hell, or what in the nine hells was she trying to pull in there. If you've got a problem with the way we're running Saltmarsh, you should approach it with real evidence, not theatrics. And when he says that, you just hear like this guttural kind of growl at the word theatrics as it comes out. Like he is struggling not to vomit, I guess. I don't know what that weird growling sound was, but it definitely, he sounds agitated. Pharaohs, you are watching through the wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so currently they are just at opposite ends of the table, having that conversation that public speakers can have because they have good control over their voices, and they're just kind of directing it at each other. And she just lets out one of those evil anime lady, like a ho 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 laughs, you know, that you can actually hear out in the hallway because it's that much of an oh ho 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 ho. And then she just picks up her drink. I'm just going to describe the whole scene since you have two senses working for you, you guys. And takes a drink from it and says, "Listen, we do what we can to shepherd the sheep. But I want what you've got. And the longer you fight it, the worse it's going to be. And I've already talked to your superiors, and they're on board for it. So if you continue to fight the process, you have a lot more to lose than some sad seat on the council of a fishing village." You do remember how to follow orders, don't you, wolf? He kind of has a low grumbly sound and says, I hadn't heard anything yet. No one contacted me when I reached the city. How do I know you're telling the truth? And then another one of those laughs, and then you don't. And I think that's the best part. Now, if you excuse me, I have guests to entertain, and I'm sitting next to a huge pile of shit, and it smells really bad. All right. And she pushes open. You hear her walking towards the doors, Turi.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
I
make this
sidle away.
thing.
All right.
Xavier, if I were to set up to play for the ball tonight, where would the best place be for that? Could you show me? Would you be so kind?
All right. So she comes out, and everyone has scattered. Well done, well done. And she says, Xavier, I won't be mingling, but I will be down to dance. and she heads upstairs.
Skull, have you met my uncle?
I'm definitely not in there. I'm outside. I was gonna tell.
Oh, he's right next to you.
He's right next to you.
Yeah, he slithered on. Yeah, he slithered on up next to you.
Where are we? No. I'm outside.
Okay.
I was gonna ask you to delete me earlier. I'm not in there.
Oh, okay. My bad. All right. So you and the boy and his doll are outside.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Skull, are you in the back lawn or the front area?
I'm in the maze, I guess.
He's patrolling.
Okay, so Cat can maybe see you. Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, are you worried he's gonna get murdered?
I am.
Yeah. As a war wizard, the gazebo, the pool, the garden, any of the outdoor buildings, the restrooms, the second and third floor, they all seem like good places to murder someone.
Yeah, it's terrifying. I was like, where can I put the cat where he can see as many things as possible? Yeah.
The cat, however, does not want to go anywhere near the roof on account of the gargoyles.
The mansion roof?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Because gargoyles are natural predators of Tressum. So.
Oh snap! Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Gellin hangs out in the shitty dining room for a while. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm drinking the Fireforge special with.
What is indulge me? What is the journey? What is the drink journey I'm gonna take? Pretend you're, I don't know, Levi Grossman, the greatest alcoholic author of all time, who wrote 3 books about magicians that was really just about being an alcoholic. Take me on a journey of what is it like to drink this beverage?
So your first sip, and this is Thogrum explaining it to everyone.
Oh yeah.
So your first hint, you're gonna taste a little bit of it's like some brown sugar and a hint of maple, and as it kind of swishes around in your mouth a little bit, you're gonna taste the oakiness from the actual barrel, right? And those barrels have been sitting there for quite a while, and you just look around they're probably there for 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you go ahead and just finish that off, then it's gonna come back and it's gonna bite you in the rear a little bit, and you're gonna get that little bit of spice in your throat, and it'll kind of coat your insides and make you all nice and warm.
Okay, it's like a bourbon.
All right, yeah.
It's pretty much like a whiskey /
Yeah, Harbin's it is the best. I would love to take some back with me to Phandalin when my political tour is over.
Well, we might be able to arrange that. You just have to come see me later.
Yeah, my political tour will be ending right around the time that someone kills the White Dragon.
Fair enough.
This is amazing. Crossing of the streams here.
I fucking hate Harbin Wester so much. Sorry. That was actually me, the person, not the not the true neutral dungeon master. Okay. So yeah, there's Kaith. There's apparently incredible whiskey. There is also open wine bar. They bring out platters of cheeses, both stinky, sweet, and dry. It's nice. It's a nice time. Eventually, also desserts, of course. The elven dessert tiramisu is brought out. It is some kind of a pudding with dry biscuits that are no longer dry because they've been stewing in some kind of pudding. I don't know.
Does it have nice layers and a soggy
It
bottom?
does. And I had to eat it so much as a kid that I hate it so much. But yeah, they bring that out. Yeah, there's lots of good stuff. Plates of tarts. There's just all kinds of good stuff. Eventually, Xavier says, I hope you folks didn't eat too much because it's time for dancing. This way, this way. You're welcome to stay here, but if you'd like to cut a rug beforehand, it would only be nice. You know how the lady Duchess loves her dancing.
As people trickle out of the room, I'll have Spencer sniff at each person.
Okay.
Don't forget, if you start to get a little parched, there's some more fire forts reserved in here.
Yeah, so Spencer does catch a whiff of the buddy smell. He kind of clambers over, knocks the piano person out of the way, knocks over this very expensive vase, and he kind of just stares out the window into the night.
Oh, that's not good.
Jeez.
Wait, what?
I'll go over and look. Can I see anything?
You just see the night, but not this guy. You just, yeah.
Not Christian Bale.
I mean, it kind of looks like him a little bit.
Miss Ada, may I have first dance, or would you like to just have me watch you?
Oh no! I mean, everyone here thinks we're fucking anyway, so let's go in there and just get dirty.
Mm-hmm. Unst.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to, as the halflings taught me, I'm going to show you the floss, and then I'm going to do the booty clap. All right.
He honestly does not know what to say to that. He's just
I don't either. All right. Xavier does say the mistress of the house has asked Miss Tari, that you perform for the first dance when she comes down.
Of course, I'd be honored.
Okay.
I'll go kind of post up by the other musicians and just kind of get a feel for the music that she's presumably paid for to kind of set the tone for.
All right. Yeah, they ask if you know like basically like a paladin in hell. It was basically the soundtrack for like this play about a paladin who goes to hell, and he actually fights through all 9 layers of hell to fight Asmodeus and win back the soul of his girlfriend.
I do know that one.
Oh, okay. They kind of murmur to each other. All right. Well, what do you suggest we play then? Because that's like one of her favorite plays. So we were just gonna take something from that.
Oh, I said I do know that. Yeah.
Oh, you do know. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're thinking the one Dance with the Devil. We're gonna do that one.
Great. Well, I'll. Do you mind if I just sort of take in your artistry at this early juncture?
Okay. They are okay. They're like, if I had to rate them between 1 and 20, they would be like a 14. So they can afford proficient and slightly talented individuals, but because they're so poor, it's really the best they could do. So,
when I'm talking to them, do I get? Let me see. I can roll an insight check, but do I get the sense that they like Morwen?
Oh yeah, everybody seems to like her.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the only people you've met that don't like her, besides maybe your own personal taste, would be Ida and Prime Water. All right, so the dance floor starts filling up. They're playing that sweet music. Harbin Wester's going to hang out with his best friend, Fireforge Rockseeker. All right. Eventually, Pharos comes down with 2 ladies. You do a double take. That's not Pharos. It's his uncle. And let's see. They also dance with the ass claps and other famous halfling dances. Basically, any Fortnite dance is a halfling dance. So we'll just leave it at that. Yeah. So they're all getting busy, having a great time. All right. Eventually, the lady of the house strides into the room, and she turns her gaze upon you, Tari, and she says, "How can one being be so handsome and so beautiful at the same time?"
Let's see.
You're a fae, aren't you?
I do not blush. But I'm standing right next to her, aren't I?
And she kind of brushes like a bit of hair away from your face and like tucks it over your ear, and she says, I see.
I lean in a little towards her, and then I check to see if Pharos is watching.
Okay. Pharos, you watching?
Yeah.
Okay.
What does he look like? What's going on with him?
Oh no, I mean, I'm observing. I'm kind of I'm indifferent, but I'm watching.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Pharos, this woman leans on you and she says, drunkenly, "I am so sorry for you."
For me?
Oh, no, this woman says it to Pharos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Your uncle explained that Dragonborn, especially black Dragonborn, have very small penises.
Wow.
At first, I was so surprised that I was going to laugh, but when he explained that it's a genetic condition, it softened me up a bit.
Why would he tell?
And seeing such a strapping specimen as yourself, and knowing that you're carrying around such a small member, it's just a shame. Have you considered magic? I know a person, a body sculptor in Waterdeep. I can give you her contact information.
I'm
All right. Anyways, back over here. All right. So you lean in. You see if Pharos is looking. Pharos was looking. Now he seems to have a really grossed out and confused look on his face. Wait.
Well, I'll just say, I'm flattered that you would invite me to perform. Shall I get the dancing started off then?
Only if you promise the second dance is for me.
Well, of course. And I do blush at that, and I sort of curtsy and then bow.
All right. So she kind of walks out to the middle of the room, and you prepare to play Dance with the Devil from the pop opera Dante's Inferno, A Paladin in Hell. And she kind of waits for someone to offer to, I guess, be her a partner. All right. The doors swing open. Yellen grabs her by the hand, and the two of them move to the center of the room and begin dancing. All right. Tari, you have skilled accompaniment. This is your environment. You got dirt on these people, so you know what they like. You studied the musicians beforehand. Go ahead and give me a performance check with advantage.
Yay!
Wow. 26. People weep openly at the beauty that is your performance. They are absolutely and completely taken in and mesmerized by it.
As I finish, I'll what was the name of the song again?
Dance with the
Went down
Devil.
to Dance with the Devil. I'll sort of segue into sort of a bit about like sort of like a lover kind of leaving and like leading his love out and then turning back one last time and everyone kind of like dissolving into, like freezing into pillars of salt and then washing away on the winds of time. And my like I'll use my fey magic to kind of, my hair will start to look as though it's like underwater, like it's kind of moving just not quite right for being like in air. And my skin will start to look like shining like water, like as though I had just come out of the sea, but you can't quite put your finger on it. And I will attempt to enthrall.
Right. Who are
I
your
believe
targets?
4 people.
Got some ripe targets here.
Yeah. I am going to try.
Could be anybody. No, I don't think he's a humanoid, so yeah. I think it has to be humanoids, yeah. Do you want me to move Harbin Wester into the room? I know you were eyeballing him earlier. So.
No,
it's not cowardice. It's just good strategy. You know? Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna try Lady Morwen.
Oh, damn.
I'm gonna do Xavier. Let's see. If other people have what'd you say?
Oh, I didn't say anything.
I said Gellin, given, well, I didn't hear it, I guess, but
What was Rupert's Tucker's deal again? He owns some land somewhere near here?
Yeah. Oh, he was a mayor. Oh, Rupert. Yeah.
Not Harbin Western.
Yeah.
What was said earlier? I can't remember.
Oh, that Rupert Tucker, he owns land outside of town. He's like he once had someone killed for suggesting that his grandfather was a dwarf.
Oh yeah, never mind.
He has like a bunch of indentured servants outside of, on the eastern part of town or something.
I literally have no idea. So.
This guy seems like he has loose lips.
Yeah.
Oh man,
who is he?
Morven. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he's well connected with the elves and half-elves of Silvery Moon, and the wizards. Okay, so your targets are Lord Morven, Lady Daggerford. Who else? 2 more?
Oh,
I know.
I said Xavier.
Boop, boop, boop. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Xavier, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Rasbrax, sure.
Oh wow. Okay.
You didn't have to do that. You would have just.
He's gonna be all over you. No.
Let me roll some saving throws here. All right. I think he. I gotta look up their appropriate saves, but what's your DC? 14? 15? 15. Okay. Yeah, Lord Morven thinks that you are the greatest thing in the entire world. So it's this very awkwardness of like a racist baby boomer who all of a sudden is like into everything, I guess, or definitely into you. You are the exception to the rule, etc., etc. Rasprax fails, so he thinks you're amazing. Let's see, Xavier. Okay. Xavier fails. So Xavier thinks that you are the bee's knees. Lady Daggerford does not fail.
Okay. I figured, but I thought
Yeah.
maybe I would get super lucky.
More than likely, she has something going on with the 5 different magical jewelries that she's wearing, et cetera, et cetera. So.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So the performance finishes. People are crying openly. Yeah.
Will you tell me the Silvery Moon guy's name again?
Yeah. His name is Lord Zymorven. Zymorven. Here, I can make it show up on his miniature. There we go.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his first name is Harthos, if you're interested.
Parthos or Harthos?
Harthos.
Okay.
Yep.
And Nikolai sheds, like, I would say 2 tears, but he tries to wipe them away before anyone actually sees that he cried a little bit. That'll be his turn.
Okay. All right. As the dance finishes, Prime Order and Daggerford, let go of each other's hands, and you see that when Prime Order takes his hand back, he does so quickly, and he kind of puts it, in his pockets a little bit, like trouser pockets, and sort of walks over to the edge of the room. All right. Very quickly, your new admirers come rushing up to you, and they are asking you to dance, etc., etc., etc. I would say that someone's uncle is asking for more than dancing. He's pretty inappropriate. So.
Yeah. I look at him, and then I look away from him and start dancing with. I look him up and down, and then I start dancing with Zymorven.
Oh, dang. All right. As you start dancing with, Harthos Zymorven, he says, I adventured with an elf once, back in my adventuring days. So, that was back when elf was a class, You just were an elf. That was it.
Don't worry, he's got elf friends.
What brings you all the way down to Daggerford?
There was a whole thing with
An
giants.
important man such as yourself must have so much important work to do back home.
Well, you may
honor.
remember a few years ago when the dragons went crazy, and then the giants went crazy after that, and I was an integral part of suppressing the giant activity, and ultimately I earned a little bit of retirement time. So I thought I would tour my old stomping grounds on the Sword Coast. Try to relive my early days.
Well, you must have been quite famous.
Oh well, I mean, I was pretty awesome. So, I actually thought about dual classing, but I just couldn't really make that kind of investment, Like we were really only able to adventure like twice a week, and just the amount of XP gains for dual classing was just phenomenally high, and I really didn't want to be a detriment to everybody. And I'll be honest, I didn't want to make the non-humans jealous.
Well, how modest of you. And I'll put my hand on his shoulder.
Okay.
His upper arm. So what do you think about what do you think of Morwen? Have you known her long?
Oh, yeah. I knew her and her brother when they when they were kids. We were all kids, I guess. It's hard to forget sometimes that she's basically the same age as me. But she was a lot more shy when she was younger. I feel like living in her brother's shadow really weighed her down. And then when he passed away, it was like a tree fell in the forest, and a flower finally got the sunlight it needed to blossom.
Oh, sure. How did her brother die?
Oh,
What happened?
yeah, well, some adventurers killed him, actually.
Really?
Nocturnal apocalypse. That's a pretty edgelord name, if you ask me.
That was the name of the adventurers.
Yeah, we weren't so edgy. My group, we just called ourselves Doom Song. Right? It kind of takes your breath away when you hear it.
I do believe you've just inspired my new song. And I'll titter inanely.
Oh, yeah, he likes that. He likes that a lot. Yeah. He blushes, his whole face turns like purple. Like maybe he's having a heart attack? I don't know.
Do you know who the members... Do you know where Nocturnal Apocalypse is based out of?
Oh, that was years and years ago. They're all retired now, or dead. I mean, you could probably look them up, though. You know, with magic, or, looking up methods.
Yeah, all right. But were they in Daggerford or somewhere else?
Oh, no, they didn't settle to Daggerford. You know, they continued their adventuring ways, and I think eventually the surviving members went toe-to-toe with some god or great old one, like you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know who would probably still be alive is the they had an elf with them in that group. What was her name? Oh man. Gosh. I think her name was Amayas, something like that. Pretty sure she returned home, though, to the Elven Isles. But, you know, they got sending for a reason. I keep a witch on staff, so I could just, you know, send messages all the time.
How does that like, well, let me get your number. Like, let me get your witch's
well, you have a name. You have a name. So that's a big. He's basically referring to a sending spell. So if you had access,
his witch.
Oh.
His like staff witch.
He kind of like chuckles and he says, Elsa, she's I don't know, she's holding down the fort, as it were. I was really hoping my son would step up for the job, but don't even get me started on that piece of crap.
Oh.
And then, Lady Daggerford says, oh, well, she won't get you started because you're done. And she pushes him away and steps in and begins to dance with you.
Oh, thank you. What a dreadful bore. Not like you.
Yeah, so while that's happening, does anyone else have anything that, while this dancing and secret interrogating is happening, do you have any business? Do you want to sneak upstairs and rob the house? Do you want to find out more about Harbin Wester, Thogrim? Because he's in share mode. He's ready to share.
Let me think about what I might ask him.
Sure, okay. Anyone else? Otherwise, I'm curious to see what Tari asks of Lady Daggerford. Theros, do you need the number or the contact info for the flesh molder in Waterdeep, or where'd you go? It looks like you ran away.
What? No, right here.
Oh, okay.
I don't need the flesh molder.
Okay.
Completely fine and normally sized.
Okay. All right. If Illyria, you just on duty in the corner, kind of keeping an eye out.
Yeah, I'll keep extra eye on now that I see this chick come up to Turi. I'll keep an extra eye on those two.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll be dancing with Ada, but I'll be keeping definitely an eye on the purple lady.
Okay.
He's okay. See this man's okay.
Oh, okay.
He
Yeah.
He seems a little flustered.
He turns and he looks at you and he says, "Good to see where your loyalties lie.
I'm loyal to my family and myself mostly. You would
If
understand.
you're loyal to your family, then you would open your eyes, and look around at the, I don't know, mountain of clues all around you. Who do you think killed your father? Really? Could be anybody. Huh? Could be anybody that's got a lot of resources and benefits from killing the men in her life." He looks at you and he just shakes his head, and just this low growl. He just kind of moves to kind of shoulder past you and head out. Do you intercept or do you let him pass?
Yeah, I'll put a hand on his shoulder.
Oh shit! All right.
I don't want him to go all the way past. Like,
okay. This maid kind of runs away in fright a little bit, and he kind of turns to you. His eyes, they seem wild. You almost think that for a second his flesh looks like it's crawling a bit.
It's like, Gellin, I don't have anything against you. Like I'll try to like reassure him that like we're still like friend. Like it's nothing personal. It's just I got caught up in the passion of the moment. That this is something I've been working towards since I've been gone, and seeing it all back in front of me is just it's a lot.
You know, it's a lot. A lot's having to own up to the fact that I was getting destroyed in there, and the only thing that bailed me out was a quadrupedal whale taking a huge shit.
Hey, that whale saved me a lot too.
Listen, kid, if you're actually serious about finding out who killed your father, I'm willing to talk to you.
Okay. Like I'll nod and I'll pat him on the shoulder.
All right. The flesh that you touch feels tight, but also shifty? ? Under your claw. All right. Illyria, this dwarf smoking a pipe. He walks up to you, nonchalant. Yeah. So I hear you sell guns.
What?
You know. He looks around. Guns.
No, I'm like trying to look
he makes
over
like
him,
finger guns, holding his pipe in his mouth.
Well, definitely not. I'm a little busy. Why don't you go talk to one of those
Oh,
beautiful ladies in there?
talk to your man. Okay. All right. So your man sells the guns? That Fireforge guy?
What?
It makes sense. He's got that wacky gnome god. Yeah. Okay, that checks out.
Sure, go ahead, talk to him. Just get out of my way.
Uh-huh. Pretty rude for a elf who knows where the beard goes. And he heads away. All right. So, Tari, you were dancing. She's what? Yeah.
I had a thing.
Okay, what are you gonna do?
So at some point, when people leave wherever the food is at, Skull's gonna go and tap on the window to maybe grab the attention of a servant that's working behind it.
Sure. Okay. Because NPCs are mostly idiots, especially basic bitch ones, they go right up to the window. Yes?
if you wouldn't mind, it's really cold out here, and my boy here we would love some of that cake. He points over to the cake.
Sure. Do you just want to come around? I'll open the side doors.
I was told the lady.
So she opens up the
like
side
it.
doors for you.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that! Come in. Let's go.
This is the part I've been just focusing on what's the role play. Where's actually like the
yeah. Do you need me to drag out a token for you?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, I wanted to tap on the window to just.
Oh yeah, I mean I assumed if you the room with the dessert is the sitting room.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you would have gone all the way around to that
where
side
Fire Forge
to
is
do
at?
so.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Luck of the draw whispers in your ear hole.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Like this woman just opened the door for you. And no offense, Skull, but look at yourself.
I know, I was
you
afraid.
You literally look like a skull with horns. You're not a adorable cat with a winning smile. You're hideous. It's nighttime. She just looked out the window and was like, "Oh, a devil, a demon. I'll just let it in." Now, don't get me wrong. As a tabaxi, I appreciate everything that Dritz Duerden has done for us. But this is the kind of shit where sometimes profiling is important.
I agree, and thank you for the compliment.
Yeah.
Do you want some cake?
Yeah, I mean, I stole a bunch of food earlier, but yeah, let's do it. Okay. The chef is absolutely insane, by the way. The kitchen is huge. Here, take some of these.
He hands you some golden truffles.
I found these in the pantry.
Excellent. Are they made of solid gold?
No. They just call them golden truffles because they're gold colored. But they're worth gold. Also, so it's like a double name. When we get back to Saltmarsh, we're gonna sell these babies. Each of us is gonna make at least 300 large.
Oh, we can't eat them now, or you want to sell? You wanted to sell them?
You want to eat 300 gold pieces?
No.
We live in a world with prestidigitation. You could take a shit, cast prestidigitation on it, and just eat that and have it be the best tasting meal of your life. Why would you ever bother to spend money on food?
He contemplates.
Yeah, think it over. High magic world. Good God.
Thinking raptor, like the...
I don't know why the boss keeps you around, honestly. All right.
So, anything else from Skull?
No, that was it. I just wanted to steal some cake for
everything. Okay, sure. This woman's like, you don't have to steal it. Here, you can have as much cake as you want. She does lean in as she gives you the cake and says, if it's any consolation, your whole dad vibe, it definitely, like, outweighs the small penis thing.
Oh, God. it's spreading.
You have no idea what she's talking about.
I don't.
Yeah. Because you haven't revealed your middle name, but your names are all literal. So Skull, Blackass. So I'm assuming middle name is like Long Salmon or something. So like something epic. All right. Anywho, Tari, you're dancing with the Lady of Daggerford. She's an amazing dancer. Sorry, good. You'd say that she might even have bard levels? I don't know. Yeah. She spends most of the dance just looking at you. And you feel like she is able to look at you in a way that other people have not been able to look at you since you came to these lands. There seems to be an awareness about this woman that she knows where you're coming from and knows the path that you're walking better, maybe even than you do, is sort of the feeling you get.
For some reason, I feel like I can really trust you.
Oh, no, you definitely can't.
Well, that's charmingly honest. Why not?
And in this world, unfortunately, we can't trust anyone, even ourselves. The only thing you could trust is your instinct.
What's your instinct telling you now?
She kind of leans in and kind of puts you in like a dancing dip, and sort of, with her free hand, kind of brushes away more of your hair, tucks it behind those fey ears, and she just gives you a look like, I don't think I need to say what my plans are. And then kind of raises you back out of the dip and says, you'll be staying the night, I hope.
Well, I hope so too. What were you and Gellin talking about?
Oh.
Pharos' father or something?
Yes. And she kind of like, spins you, dancing, etc., etc. Gellin, he means well, and he's done well. But time is a wheel. It's always turning. And his turn is over. He did everything right. He didn't do anything wrong. But his time is up.
All right, I'm not necessarily against that. But what about Pharos' that a dragon-born lord died or something?
Yes, it was
I couldn't
tragic.
quite catch that.
Yeah. We're pretty sure it was a poisoner. He had a heart attack. The tricky thing is, his soul refused to be raised.
Why does that happen? I don't know. know at
My
all.
sweet. When you have means, and from what I understand, you're heading towards means each and every day. Life and death, time, age, those are things that become fluid. He had, of course, the funds, the means, and the orders to bring him back should his life ever end unexpectedly. I mean, this is Faerun, after all.
But why would he refuse to be raised?
That is the interesting bit, isn't it? His own written testament said to bring him back, yet when offered the chance, there was no reply. Or so say the clerics of Lathander. I would say it's a dragonborn thing, in so much as they're not overly religious people, but honestly, between you and me, I'm pretty sure Lathander would bring anyone back if there were diamonds involved.
Yeah, I've gotten that sense. So it sounds like you're going to be taking over Saltmarsh soon. Are you going to be our new lady?
I won't. There'll be the council of Saltmarsh will continue to govern it, and they will meet with and be advised by the Council of Daggerford, and only if they reach a sticky situation that requires a more commanding grace, I'll step in and unknot the situation. Smooth things out.
You know, I have the funniest feeling I could learn a bit from you about commanding people.
Oh. I mean, you have seen Pharos in action. I mean, Are you not impressed?
Uh, say more. What do you mean?
Oh, he is one of my greatest students in the arts of diplomacy and politics.
Really?
Yes,
That's
his
fascinating.
father was a widower and came here with Pharos when Pharos was very young, and has operated out of Daggerford in a sort of a foreign diplomat position. Pharos grew up. That's almost like the son I never had.
Oof.
By the way, how much? So Nikolai's kind of dancing and trying to. Like,
yeah. But like your one ear, depending on which side you're on, is like a radar dish. Is that what's going on? Like,
yeah, I'm trying to listen to all this. By the way.
oh, for sure. Yeah.
And trying to like stay close. So does he hear any of it or none of it, or what's the?
I think just do a perception check for me.
Sure.
Oh yeah. As long as you and Ida can occasionally swing by, so you can sort of readjust your radar dish, it should be fine.
Okay. Cool. Thanks.
Yeah. All right, I'll give you a second real quick. So Thagrum, dwarf smoking a pipe, walks in. Ah, there he is. Fireforge. Mm-hmm.
Oh, good sir. Have you had anything to drink lately?
He kind of makes it look like you would ask me that. You would ask me that. Like, he's waiting for you to roll your history check with advantage to see if you recognize who this guy is.
Yeah, definitely would like to.
Don't forget to add your stone cutting because dwarves are made of rocks.
14.
Yeah, that's Durgrun Gold Barrel of the Gold Barrel Hill Dwarves. Like, super fancy craft brewers that they distribute up and down the Sword Coast.
Ooh, a man after my own heart. Oh, good sir. How do you take the old Fireforge Reserve there? Do you find it pretty liking?
Oh, yeah, it's been real nice. It's been real nice, Fireforge. And serendipitous that your elven girlfriend told me that you're the man to speak to. I'd like to talk about distributing this magical brew of yours, but I'd also like to know about these guns.
Guns, you say?
Yeah, fun. We have fun in Phandalin all the time. Before the dragon came. Oh, so big, so cold.
And I kind of like whisper to him, like, what guns you be talking about, actually?
Look, the word on the streets is you and your elf girlfriend have gone into business.
Wait. Elf girlfriend, I don't.
Yeah, you know, the real mean one with the dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
Yeah. Black and white, 4 legs, has a fin like a shark, makes a horrible sound like a goose, took a shit on the carpet during dinner.
Does it sound again? Could you sort
It's kind of like a honk, like that.
Oh, you're talking. Oh, no. Yeah. I don't know what guns you're talking about. I don't really particularly deal in guns. I'm a man of the cloth, or maybe.
Right. But he leans in close. Fireforge, we know that your god is barely legal. So, like.
I mean, that's a little.
I mean, what you got the Waterdeep Temple of Wonders, and that's it, right? That's all you got, and then maybe some secret shrines in like gnome communities.
I mean, we're getting around, you know.
You know the Wizrobes are going to come down hard on you guys any day now.
No, I mean, I don't know. I mean, come on, we're good people.
Yeah, but you're trying to change the status quo. There was a guy in Waterdeep. He was selling something that he called a permafrost box. Some kind of box that keeps your food cold all the time.
What?
Right, like a bag of colding. But unlike a bag of colding that cost 5,000 dragons, right? This guy was selling these things for only 500 gold. And apparently they ran on some sort of frost crystal fuel that was like sustainable.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, I do say. You know where he's at now?
No, where?
I don't either, because the wizards got him.
Ooh, that's pretty rough. I mean,
Yeah.
he's probably just out there trying to make a living.
Well, I'm just saying, if you really are the dwarf that's stealing guns, you might want to get that locked down.
No, I never.
And if you are, you might want to tell a good friend about it. Because I ship a lot of barrels. And not every barrel needs to have alcohol in it. And he gives you a wink.
I got
Asking for the price.
You know, I'll maybe I'll be in touch if I happen to come across anything.
He puts a finger to his nose, takes a second cup of your whiskey, and he kind of heads out. All right. So Tari, she's just gonna put it to you plainly, because that's the kind of lady person that she is. She's like, Tari, I want you to stay the night. I want you to stay in my bed. I want to do all the things and more. You are the most enchanting creature that I have seen in a very long time.
Do it.
Yeah.
How about we leave off
Yeah.
with you not answering the question yet?
All right. I like it.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
All right. There you go. You guys survived the party. Like, ninjas didn't bust in through the 100 windows.
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't like a kaiju monster attack. Ghosts of the Dam didn't rise up from the garden. I mean, so far so good. No one was murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope I didn't disappoint any of those tropes that you were banking on by them not happening. But I mean, the only super crazy thing got completely derailed by a whale shitting on the floor. So, I mean, that was the ultimate save. That was amazing. Well done, well done. All right. On that note, we will end the session, and we will meet up next week to find out what Therese' answer is. And you guys will see who survives the night. Yeah. Something after party. I don't know. And the important thing is, you guys already had too many side quests, and now like 17 more have been introduced. So, which is always good.
The white dragon problem.
It would be hilarious if you guys left Saltmarsh and went into the essentials kit and killed their white dragon and then came back. That I would 100% run that for you.
Okay, let's do. Okay, that'd be amazing.
Like, you're already like moved inland. If you seriously were like, hey Harv, we'll go kill that fucking dragon for you, I would totally run it, just so that we could post about it and be like, hey, look what these guys got up to. And then like the West Marches kids will be like, what? Because they've been working so hard to level up to fight that dragon. So it would be awesome. But let me know what you guys decide. As always, I will adapt to whatever you guys decide to do, while trying to keep you on a central narrative. But as long as you're having fun, that is the most important part. So, All right. On that note, I'm going to get some sleep. So hope everybody enjoys the upcoming week. If you have Emperor Day off tomorrow, I hope you enjoy it, worshiping the Emperor. And yeah, if you don't, then you're a heathen, I guess. So, all right. Night, everybody.
Thank
Night.
you.
Good night, everyone.
Thanks.
Have a good one. Bye bye.
All right. Night.